I'm back with part 3 of the trilogy of the Conquest Agarta Trilogy. So if one person happens to stumble across this, make sure you watch the Lord Archon and then Galactic War and then this one, otherwise you're not going to have a clue what's going on. Because in this one, we're not... the first 40 pages are based in our universe primarily, but then the rest of it is just all different realities. And we're getting to the very heart of all creation with it. I'll probably go on rants about different topics as the video goes on, because this one will have a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in, like the different concepts that I think about well too much. But so yeah, a lot of it is influenced by Gnosticism, but my characters are different to what the Gnostics say. So I should probably search up and explain when each character comes up. It's like with Sophia. She's supposed to be the wisdom aspect of... I don't know what they'd call it. It's like a network of entities. Whereas in mine, she's just the mother of humanity. And I'll mention other characters as they come up. So we're going straight off the very end of this one. So it's literally the same scene continued. I'm gonna line break that while I'm here. So again, it's sort of like a line edit, but it's more trying to just experience the story. Because I struggle to... for me to do deep changes, I have to really think about it. And in terms of a video, it probably would be quite boring, because I'd be spending 95% of it just thinking. So we're in Sophia's route at the cliff edge. Sophia looks over the edge. The atmosphere rages in a grand storm, representing her anguish. Gaia, the Demiurge, will come for us. I do not have the strength. We go to the Pleroma. Right, so Barbello will have the answers. I should probably just mention her now then. It's different to what the Gnostics... Boom, Gnostic. First emanation of God on a supreme female principle. I suppose maybe it's not as different as I thought. So Barbello in mine, she's essentially soul bonded with the Demiurge, and together they create the monad. So it's like they're essentially the monad but split in two. So in a way it's almost like Barbello's the mother and the Demiurge is like the father in a way. To sort of simplify it. So it's not as different as I thought, because technically Barbello in mine does create the Aeons, as in her, well, I say her, isn't it? It and the Demiurge create the Aeons. So the churn of a portal opening steals their gaze, the beast's hulking frame overshadows them, and then we basically continue. So Sophia manifests a frequency shield. I can't speak. Frequency shield around herself and Mara. Gaia smiles because she knows this guy. It's okay. He's a friend. So Jericho stands several feet. A hulking frame wouldn't be out of place in hell. I should probably do a better description now, but it's hard to describe because it doesn't really matter. As in, he's just like this beastie guy. I don't really have like specifics in terms of like in my head. A portal shimmers behind him. She speaks truth. Sophia doesn't let up. Who are you? You can call me Jericho. Come, Barbello wishes to see you. He enters the portal. Sophia looks at Gaia. Gaia follows Jericho. Right, so the pleroma. Let me see what that is in Gnosticism. So in mine, it's basically the reality that... It's the name of the reality where Barbello is. I suppose it is similar in a sense. The spiritual realm of divine completeness, representing the source of all existence. It's somewhat true to an extent in mine. A lot of the aeons are there as well because, you know, obviously the Demiurge is going around and taking people out and capturing people, so a lot of people are hiding in this pleroma. It's basically like a heavenly realm, essentially. People don't have bodies here, so they'll have bodies in terms of for the purpose of the film, but they are just a spirit manifested. Right, so Sophia and Mara emerge from the portal it closes behind them. They find themselves in eternal bliss. This is just me trying to do like some 4-feet pretty writing. Velvet grass cushions their feet, a stillness in the air, no sun but everywhere is radiant. No sun but everywhere radiates. Everywhere radiates pure starlight. It's very sort of, you know, trying to just, you know, pretty writing. No sun but everywhere radiates pure starlight. Maybe everywhere radiates pure light. It is a literal heavenly realm. Only your mind can limit you, and my mind is very much limiting me. Because it's hard for me to think of a good description. Paths and land loop overhead in parts, disregarding perceived gravity. Disregarding. Paths and land loop overhead in parts, disregarding perceived gravity. People of vastly different forms wander. There is no biology. Everyone exists as spirit manifested. What am I beholden to? You could say home. Mara holds her gaze on Jericho. He notices. There is no war here. You make the Draco look friendly. Looks can be deceiving, dear. The Draco are as much a victim of the Demiurge as yourself. You don't know the Draco. I knew Drakina. So that Drakina is basically the mother of the Draco. She was bold, yes, but had a mighty heart. Her people gave the Demiurge its greatest test. Should be a valuable ally right now. That's kind of really tragic because the Draco are dicks in the simulation. But in reality, they actually gave the Demiurge the best fight. He's like this way, so he's guiding them to Barbello's palace, a spherical structure of light. Again, this is just in terms of like the film. I'd just say to the virtual effect, the visual effects people, just do some mad shit. You know, I give them free reign for that. In my head, it's not really confirmed, if that makes sense. Right, so they're inside the palace. So Jericho, Sophia, Mara and Gaia wander through the corridors of radiance. Mara touches the wall. Her finger dents the material. It wobbles like a wave. Yeah, so this is just mad shit. Why did I not know of this realm or others until recent? Maybe until recent. Why did I not know of this realm or others? Or the others? You chose to live in your own pocket with your children. We did not interfere. You could have warned me about the Demiurge. Jericho looks away. I don't disagree. Jericho leads them to like a door of sorts. Beyond this partition are the answers you seek. Sophia looks at the door and Jericho is like, Gaia, may I have you? I need your counsel. So they're going to meet Barbello here. So Barbello's chamber, it's just like a plate. This place is like an endless realm in and of itself. A pulsating white light comes and surrounds Mara and Sophia. This is Barbello, mother of all. Its base form is pure starlight, but it often takes the form reminiscent of a Hindu god, similar to the Demiurge. A mirror of the Demiurge. This is important. I feel as though I know you, but I know not where. The light swirls around Sophia and Mara. As you are the mother of humanity, I am the mother of all. So this voice emanates everywhere. And the Demiurge, the light dims. The start as I know it. Which is important because it doesn't know what came before itself. The environment transforms, darkness like endless space. I was alone. So this lone light pulsates in the dark. I created, a bubble forms, a universe. Only a small realm, lifeless, I could not maintain. The bubble bursts, forever solo it seems. That's actually... because Aeon doubles as forever. So it's like my name's almost like forever alone as well as forever solo. I was lost and found. Saw another light in the dark. The two approach, cautious, they reach out, touch, bonded together forever. So that's the Demiurge. We were connected, always were. We created, so multiple smaller lights birth, scatter in the darkness like little stars. These are the Aeons. Aeons like yourself. They created realms, had children of their own. It was beautiful for a time. So multiple realities sprout. One light darkens the Demiurge. The two war in an infinite light show. We thought I cast it out. One light falls into a void. The vision fades. Yeah, so it's just, most importantly, brushing over why that happened. How can we stop the Demiurge? So that's Mara. I know everything but child. A body forms in the light and steps forth, similar to a Hindu god, 4 arms, bronze skin, colourful eyes. Again, in my head, it's just like this sort of beautiful, harmonious, androgynous being. Colourful eyes, Jindo's Barbello reaches 2 hands to Sophia. None have escaped the Demiurge's clutch. It wasn't me. Maybe you could say it wasn't. It wasn't because of me. It wasn't me. Barbello lifts Sophia's chin. He lives in you. The Demiurge took him. Barbello turns away and wanders, its bright eyes dim. And Mara's like, how can we get Vidon back? Barbello closes its eyes. Right, so we get to see Vidon now. I probably should have mentioned earlier, this was the hardest script I've ever written. And when I was doing this rewrite, originally it was 160 pages. But it was so fluffy, and half of it had to be deleted anyway because it didn't fit the changes that I've made in the other two. So certain storylines had to go. I had to repurpose so many things. And at the same time, it was incredibly fluffy, as in a lot of scenes weren't really doing anything for the story or the characters. And then I remember when I finished my vomit draft, what I call my vomit draft, I had 85 pages, and I was sat there thinking, how the hell am I even going to get 100 pages out of this? But luckily, I think it's 110 now. Yeah, so I managed to fix the issues, well, hopefully fix it. This is obviously 10 times better than it was originally, but I know that this needs the most work out of the trilogy. So don't expect this to be anywhere close to perfect. So how can we get Vidon back? Right, so we're back in the simulation now. In our universe, the body of a Draco Elder rests in a stasis chamber. Dozens of Draco warriors and labourers perform a ritual, burn incense, harmonic resonance, chanting. Tej leads the ceremony. Draco warriors offer blood, and the Nameless One is there. He's so good. We see a lot more of the Nameless One in this one. The Draco Elder's eyes open, glowing. Behold our new emissary. So Tej cuts the sack of the... I can't speak! I literally can't speak. Right, so Tej frees the Draco Elder, and this is Viden reborn. So Viden stands tall, squeezing his hands, flesh again. All bow before him. This is where it's so tragic, because essentially he's essentially become the Lord Archon, essentially. So we're back in the Pleroma in Barbero's chamber with... It's basically back to the same scene as before. There must be a way to save him. There is none. He is tied to the Demiurge. His will is its will now, so that's a nod to the title. Barbero sees something in Mara. Your hand. Barbero takes Mara's hand in its. Black veins bubble with him clawing up Mara's arm. Right, so this gets worse as the film goes on. Basically, because she's soul bonded to Viden, it's almost like she's becoming an Archon herself over time. It's kind of like my thinking with it. She's bonded with Viden. So Sophia's the only one who has bonded the children. And it's actually because they left her alone. Whereas everyone else knows not to do it. Because of ultimately what happens. Barbero's distress is clear on its face. I've done the is and M word. Barbero's distress is clear on its face. Can you help her? I'll just leave it for now. Because it's hard. I mean... Barbero's face contorts. Contorts with great distress. Yeah, because it knows like this is like dangerous now. It knows what its own inner turmoil is like, and it knows about what's become of the Demiurge, and it feels what the Demiurge feels, but it's trying its best to not. It knows that it's on a knife edge of losing its own mind, which it kind of does later on. When someone presses it, it utterly loses its shit. Can you help her? You paired them in creation. Sophia's like, I bonded all of my children so they would never be alone. That is something even I cannot break. And Mara's like, am I becoming an Archon? I do not know. Barbero wanders in mind and body. Wanders in mind and perceived body. It's important that, because it's not physical, this. It'll look physical, but it isn't. I should have known to leave you. I should have known to leave you. It was only natural you would replicate our nature. So Barbero knows, it knows about it's bonded with the Demiurge, and it's like, holy shit, it's essentially the same things happening, but just on a smaller scale. And it knows how dangerous that is. Barbero faces Sophia. It is imperative you bring your children here. You cannot have another suffer as she does. Yeah, because imagine if you had thousands of humans in the same predicament, where they lose their bond, they'll basically just lose their mind. Because this isn't like... I'll probably chat about this later on, because when shit does go down, and what happens because of that, and if it happened with multiple people, it would just be utter carnage on a universal scale. But we must fight the Demiurge. Many remain trapped in its prison. Many more may meet the same fate if we do not act swiftly. Very true. I cannot intervene. Yeah, so a lot of people get pissed off with Barbero for this. But it knows that it's on a knife edge of insanity itself, and it just wants as many people as possible just to live in the Pleroma. Those who have been captured, it's like, unfortunately for them, they've just got to endure it. And Sophia's like, why? And she's like, she, it don't really matter, does it? Please, Sophia, I cannot. Bring your children here at once. Barbello returns to its state of light and darts off into the radiant abyss. So this is outside the palace now. So Jericho is with Gaia. How did you get through to Enki? It took time, but I believe a piece of their soul survives the domination. You just have to find it, nurture it. Then there is hope for Nero. We must hope always. So Nero is Anu. So this guy, I think in the book, I did it where, or at least in the old version of the film, this guy is like a teacher or tutor or coach to Anu. In their culture, it's like every soul is assigned like a guardian. So he was the guardian of Anu before he got captured. So he's obviously very guilty about that he couldn't help him. And he's trying his best to try and save him. We must hope always. Sophia and Mara emerge. The black veins bubble in Mara's hand. She manifests a glove to cover it. Jericho's like, how do? Sophia, we cannot sit idle. I agree, the Demiurge will come for you both. Gaia's like, let it come. Gaia pulls Mara to one side. The black veins crawl up Mara's wrist. Gaia sees and takes Mara's hand. Mara's like, I feel him, just a flicker. I believe he can be saved. What should we do? It is not we, but you. I'm just gonna nip toilet real quick. Yeah, no, I'll just nip toilet myself. I'm just gonna have a drink, but I'm gonna mute myself because I don't want to be drinking down the mic. Let me... Yeah, one sec. Right, I should be back. I'm just gonna periodically check game stuff as well. So annoying, we got our asses kicked 10% yesterday. It makes no sense, and my ass doubled down at 28.70. So annoying. Yeah, my ass doubled down like here. Oh no, it's in the overnight, wasn't it? My arse doubled down up here. How do we go from 30 to 23 in a day, even though we had amazing news? Right, so we're back in the universe now. So several Draco warrior commanders and Grey leaders await, not a word is spoken. The Greys are still soulless. Charia looks around, holding on Dion, helm of Dracena. Yeah, there's a bit of animosity between them two. I actually like Charia though, he's alright. Viden enters in full draconic armour, so Viden's a Draco Elder now. 3 flightless birds leave their colony. They make their way toward the feeding grounds. One stops, he looks to the mountains a world away. He will not follow the others to the feeding grounds, nor return to his colony. He goes for the mountains where he'll certainly perish. Why? Madness. Perhaps, but why? Chariot side-eyes violent. Viden inhales deeply. He knew the truth of our lives. Yeah, Chariot's clocked on to what's happening now. Viden walks behind Chariot and grabs his shoulders. It's actually mirroring what he did in part 1. I didn't even realise. Where are your mountains, he says to the group. Nameless One chirps up. They cease to be. The coalition made sure of that. Viden points at the Nameless One. I didn't even realise that it's actually a nod. There's 2 nods to the previous ones here. Purpose. Without it, there is no reason to be. What is your purpose? Destroy the coalition. Viden releases Chariot's shoulders. Now I'm just a baby, so please tell me, how will we achieve this? And then Naki chips in. A simultaneous attack on Pleiades 1, Sirius B and Vega. Victories here will neuter the coalition. The war will effectively be won. Despite the loss of Patsu, the coalition has overextended itself. I have full faith that we can achieve victory. So the moments later thing. So people have left and it's just Chariot now. He watches the last of the group Naki leave. And Viden sizes up Chariot from afar. Are you going for the mountains, Chariot? And then like a deep pause. I think I've come to realise what this universe is, what the Demiurge is. Yeah, because they call the Demiurge the Demiurge, but in theirs, they've created a religion out of it. Obviously, it's not. They don't know the truth, but Chariot's clocked on to what's going on. It must pain you then to know there isn't a thing you can do about it. You live, you die, you'll live again. Cattle in a cosmic farm. A fate bestowed upon us all. I don't know if it's going on a tangent. Chariot chuckles to himself. It must pain you then to know you don't have a soul. Viden leaves the control room. The door is open. Chariot is head down on the table, dead. Yeah, so he's probably just snapped his neck or something. And then slight whimpering. So Viden's sort of marching off, a slight whimpering, breathless. Viden stops and turns to behold the source. Mara wavers like a ghost. Mara is a faint apparition like a ghost. Viden marches forth. Mara steps back, falls. Mara hovers in a meditative stance. Her eyes shoot open, black veins burrow within and dissipate. She falls to the ground and crawls back. He's a Draco. Sophia rushes to Mara and holds her close. He's a Draco. Sophia looks at Gaia. And then we're back to Vidon. He's staring where Vidon's apparition was. A quick glance around, he's alone. So he's a bit like, what the fuck? Because he doesn't know Mara at this point. Because essentially, now he's an Archon / Draco Elder. His mind is essentially been wiped. But he will, because he's soul bonded with Mara, he will have like a feeling for her. So we're back in the Pleroma. Humans funnel through a large portal in pairs. So Sophia's bringing all the humans to the Pleroma now. Mara looks at her arm, the black veins are past her elbow. She manifests a sleeve to cover it. Right, so Sheznu and Kika were Mara's parents in their last life. They approach her. And Kiki's like, just as beautiful as I remember. Just as beautiful as I remember you to be. I'm not your daughter out here. That's true, because there is no birth or children outside. Kiki hugs Mara. You'll always be my baby girl. Mara's like, you're each other's soul bond. And Sheznu's like, appears so. I always knew this one was special. Sheznu wraps an arm around Kiki. I'm sorry I couldn't find you. I thought you were dead. I crossed paths with Vidon in more than one life. That's very true, because he knew Hathor. So it's like, I crossed paths with Vidon in more than one life. The kid that did the business in more than one life. So Mara's shoulders weigh heavy. Sheznu comes forth. Mara leans her head into him as she was a girl. Sheznu cuddles her, I know. Kiki joins in. I'm dying inside. We'll get him back. You have to stay here, it's too dangerous. But Sheznu's like, I can fight, I owe him that much. But if you die, I can't have anyone know my pain. Don't put Mum through it. Trust me on this. Stay here where it's safe. Mara shows the black veins clawing up her arm. And Kiki's like, if you need us, anything, we are always here for you. Sophia's guiding people through the portal and she looks at Mara and smiles painfully. Right, so we're back in the simulation now. A Draco fighter leaves the Draco mothership boot and flies toward the Black Manta command ship. So this is Vidon. Vidon enters the bridge. Draco operators man the craft. They are tentative in Vidon's presence. Vidon watches through the window. Several Draco Grey fleets prepare to jump. Right, so Val's in his ship. And he's leading a meeting with the coalition leadership. All appear via hologram, so Cyrus, Platt and Georgian. I don't think, well, that Georgian probably was about, but he wasn't specifically named in the previous one. So he's from Centauri. Dejection in the air. We haven't lost yet. We've lost humanity. Yeah, because all the humans are dead now, to their perspective. And they just don't know how. The Draco must have had a hand in it. What if they had some sort of bioweapon, nanoparticles, something? Autopsies concluded all human deaths on Pleiades were by cardiac arrest. I can't stop yawning for some reason. It's only 9 AM. I know I've been up for like 8 hours, but still. How can every human across every world all suffer a deadly cardiac arrest in the same moment? I don't know. We must discover the truth of what happened, lest we all meet this same end. Right, so someone goes over to that Cyrus guy and chats with him, and then Admiral Platt looks off to a person in her room. Renato, who's the head of the Black Watch, enters. Forgive the interruption, but we're under attack. Basically, everyone's under attack at the same time. Just before I forget, I need to fix this. player and DM. Put a bit of music in the background before. Right, so it's a space battle now. So Viden's gonna face Val. So we're in the Black Manta. Viden looks out into space as a grand battle begins. Target the tip of their capital ship, destroy its rudder. I want to see it twirl. So we're in the Pleiades now in space. The two fleets engage. Harbinger versus Black Manta. They pummel each other with cannon fire. Fighters brawl. Right, so the Nameless One guns down coalition fighters of his team and they make their way through space. Right, so Pos the Bone Collector just does some stupid sort of extravagant move and Nameless One's like, do that again, Pos, and I'll kill you myself. And he's like, green doesn't suit you. Like, implying jealousy. So the Nameless One squad does the business. They're blasting vital locations on Harbinger. Admiral Val sees the Nameless One squad. Can we please stop those fighters? Nameless One's team blast the tip of Harbinger. Severe explosion to this rudder causes Harbinger to swirl out of control. Admiral Val looks out into space. Sit rep. Black Manta moves out of sight as they spin, but gravity is stable within the ship. Our left rudder is disabled. Ensure the inertia nullifier and gravity systems remain intact. Yeah, so the ship is spinning, but they're not inside. Viden observes the Harbinger, sees all fire on the capital ship. He's gonna board it. So Nameless One's being a bit arrogant. He's like, that's all me. And whoever he is, Van Khan the Grilled, because I plated it for you, all it needed was a tickle. And Bone Collector's like, and all I'm hearing on this channel is pure ego and verbal masturbation. Viden appears on the hull deck. Ready your squad for boarding. I'm coming in now. Right, so yeah, Viden leaves. Right, so Viden and the Nameless One squad dock with the Harbinger. I've misspelled it. Player DM. A Pleiadian captain watches several Draco fighters land in the port through the window. Back to the bridge, Draco fighters have boarded Admiral. Admiral Val looks at Renato and Renato nods because he knows, he's going to have to do the business now. I'll have to fix a few capitalizations. Several Pleiadian soldiers aim their guns down the corridor. Right, admittedly now this is a bit of a Rogue One Darth Vader type of scene. An excited Draconite blade pierces the door and cuts in an arch motion. He's like, ready. Viden boots the door in and enters. Bullets ricochet off his Draconite armor. 1 minute, let me see if I do armor or armor. Right, there's one there. Right, I've done more armors. Viden cuts through Pleiadian soldiers with ease. Some flee. One shuts the door behind him, trapping another. The door won't budge. The Pleiadian soldier looks at Viden and equips a grenade. Boom. The force knocks Viden down. Right, so he's pretty much just killed himself, that guy. The force knocks Viden down. Viden rises. Blood and guts drape his armor. Blood and guts drape his armor. I've missed the H. And Viden's like, clear. Several Draco warriors led by the Nameless One enter behind Viden. Right, so it's just like a maintenance bay here. So it's like a larger area. Viden marches through. Dozens of Pleiadian soldiers fire on him from cover. The Nameless One and the other Draco warriors return fire from cover. A Pleiadian soldier throws a grenade. Viden kicks it back. It explodes midair. Vidon just stands there in the open eating bullets, and Val's watching this through security footage. The cunt is bulletproof. He's like that to the operators are about to have company, because he knows Vidon's going to get to the bridge. Vidon marches through this open area, ignoring the bullets. He goes deeper into the ship. Right, so Renato and the Black Watch hide because they know Vidon's like on his way. Vidon marches forth. The Black Watch engages him. 1 minute, I'm just going to mute my mic temporarily because of the noise. It shouldn't be as bad now. I don't know what that was. Something outside. Right, the Black Watch engages Vidon. Hits to his groin and uppercut with their guns don't do much. Pleccio, that's a stupid name, isn't it? Shoots. The bullet deflects back and into him. He falls bleeding out. Vidon knocks Renato and Lindio away. Yeah, so just nonsense name. It's the rest of the Black Watch. Vela awaits and peppers Vidon with bullets. Vidon walks forth despite, and she's like, no, no. Vidon punches Vela with so much force it disfigures her. Vidon continues. Renato pursues. In fact, Renato jumps on Vidon's back, trying to choke him. Vidon utters a bemused sigh. He grabs Renato and slams him on the ground. Takes the wind from the Renato, he wheezes. Stay down. Vidon continues. Renato struggles to his feet. He equips a grenade and jumps on Vidon again. Fuck you. Boom. Some moments later. So the impact severely dazes Vidon. His head rings, but the Draconite armor protects him. He stands with a wobble. Renato is just mush, blood and guts. So Admiral Val watches the security footage of Vidon. There's a haunted look in Admiral Val's eye. So, lock us down, and then moments later, Admiral Val and the Pleiadian operators glare at the door. Thump thump, an excited Draconite blade pierces the door. 1 minute, the noise is coming back. I've shut the window now. It shouldn't be. It might still be. Yeah, it's definitely hearable, isn't it? What I'll do then, because there's some sort of work going on outside, but I don't know if it's just passing. Oh, it's gone away now. If it comes back strong again, I'll go and get a cup of tea and mute my mic for a few minutes. An excited Draconite blade pierces the door and cuts. Thump, the door caves in. Vidon stands there menacing. Admiral Val directs his operators back and approaches. We're unarmed. Vidon calmly enters. Anxious eyes follow him. Are you the commander of this vessel? I am. Tell your warriors to stand down. So Val reluctantly activates the comlink. Right, so the Nameless one is just fighting the Pleiadian soldiers from before in that maintenance bay. And then, 1 minute, Nameless one squad engages the Pleiadian soldiers here. I should have specified. All forces stand down, we are surrendering this ship. Nameless one raises a hand and emerges from cover. Lay down your weapons. Yeah, because the normal Draco warriors don't have Draconite. They have armor, but it's not guaranteed to protect them. Because Draconite's really rare. Pleiadian soldiers drop their weapons, kick them. So Viden's on the bridge again. He strolls around the bridge then to the window. The ship continues to spin. Would it be too much an ask for your coalition to lay down its arms and surrender its territories? I'd say so. Why continue this needless fighting? He says aboard my ship in my system. And Viden points at Admiral Val. It's like, yeah, fair enough. Indeed, but you attacked us first, I've been told. Can we come to a relative peace? So even though Viden's an Archon now, he still has that kind of... He still has that about him, like, you know, that sort of virtue. Your predecessors were never one for peace nor mercy. And Viden's like, I am not those beasts. I am. But he doesn't really know who he is. So he gets a bit flustered. You are not in a position to negotiate. It will take your entire army to subdue the surface of Pleiades 1. It does something similar as he did with that Prince Jolin in the part 1. What of your civilians? The billions who call this planet home, is it worth their deaths? Is it worth the total destruction of your world? I have no desire for wanton slaughter. All I seek is peace in our time. Let us come together as one unified force. Let us prosper together. Your people will be safe under my stewardship. I give you my word. And then Viden holds his gaze on Val. And Val's like, how much is your word worth? Let's find out. Right, so it's just a quick scene of basically Viden and the Nameless One leave the Harbinger, and then a few coalition vessels also leave and they go to Pleiades 1. So that's basically Val. Black Manta Bridge. Viden enters with the Nameless One. Send a transmission to Dion and Naki. Draco operating acts to command. They appear as holograms. Pleiades has been neutralised. What is the status of your operations? We have destroyed the fleet defending Vega and are engaged in their largest base on the surface. And Naki's like, I have yet to quell Sirius. I will need reinforcements. Sirius B is too well fortified. Very true. Nothing can get close to the planet. Maintain your assault on Sirius B for now. Retreat if you feel it necessary. Dion, do not engage civilian targets on Vega. I'm coming to you first. We will handle Sirius together if the time comes. So Viden ends the transmission, points at the Nameless One. You with me. Back in the Pleroma, Sophia, Gaia and Jericho meet. Mara rests alone nearby. Black veins gnaw up her neck. Are there others here who will join us? I've lobbied and begged, not even my father would fight alongside me. Yeah, because that Jericho guy, he wants to help and do the business, but he's pretty much the only one who's willing. There are thousands of Aeons out there. I'm certain some will be willing to fight. We need to, and Sophia's like, we need to warn as many as we can. Bring them here. Jericho, I will consult the Observer. He will know if other realms are under attack. So we're back in the simulation now. So Viden's going to go to Lyra. The Coalition fleet is in tatters, debris everywhere. Black Milikai looms over Vega. There are visible spots of destruction on the planet's surface. Several Draco fighters emerge from a quantum jump. This is Viden and the Nameless One squad. Viden witnesses the devastation and flies toward the surface of Vega. Right, so Lyra's on the beach. It's on the beachfront where Lyra was in part 2. Lyra looks at the destruction overhead. Civilian spacecraft continually flee. Draco fighters strafe, killing many. Coalition fighters and Draco fighters engage in aerial duels. Right, so this will be quite good visuals in my head. We're seeing it from Lyra's perspective on the ground. Near the beach is the main coalition base. Smoke airs from it. Draco warrior transports arch in for landings. Lyra sees several Draco fighters coming closer, so that's Viden and the Nameless One's team. And Viden observes the land below, flying over the beach. He notices the destruction of civilian areas, and Draco fighters engaging civilian craft. Viden guns down a Draco fighter who was attacking civilians. All fighters ignore civilian craft, only focus on enemy combatants. He flies over more destroyed buildings and it's pissing him off. Guard our transports against their fighters. And Nameless One's like, yeah, my lord. I'll return soon. So Nameless One's just going to pick off the fighters. And then Viden's going to absolutely destroy Dion. Dion drinks. The atmosphere is glee with the victory in space. Viden marches in and grips Dion by the scruff of his neck, very similar to the Lord Archon and Drakvar. Dion drops his drink. I said no civilian targets. I did not command, and then Viden raises Dion by his throat with both hands, just like the Lord Archon did. One Draco operator leaves. He wants no part in this. You are in command, are you not? Dion fights for breath. Viden drops him. I cannot be responsible for every warrior's actions, my lord. By this logic, this falls on you as my superior, so he's getting a bit cocky. Viden clenches a fist, Dion cowers. Viden paces, glaring at the Draco operators. I have no desire to govern worlds of death and destruction. Dion secretly clutches his dagger. They cared not for Dracena. It's easy for you, my lord, to come and throw orders, thinking you are holier than thou. You weren't there. I think I can improve this. I not improve it, but just change it. They cared not for Dracena. It's easy for you, my lord, to come and throw orders, thinking you are holier than thou. You weren't there. I'll have to think deeply about that, so I'll keep it as it is for now. I thought you were a warrior. I didn't realise you found glee in the killing of the weak and defenceless. Pathetic. Viden stabs at Viden's back. The dagger cannot penetrate Draconite. Viden faces Dion and grabs his shoulder. I lack the words to describe my disdain for you all. Anxious eyes hold on Viden, and Dion's like, you're one of us. And Viden sees his ass. Viden grabs Dion's face and crushes him in his grip. Blood spews from eye sockets, muffled groan, flop. That is nasty. He's basically just like gripped his face with so much power. It's like crushing like the flesh and his eyes, and that's nasty. Tentative Draco operators await Viden's action, but Viden leaves. Yeah, because he still has, like, even though he doesn't know his past, it sort of still lingers deep down. Right, so we're in the Pleroma again, in the observatory. So in this observatory, you can see all the realities. All around, like, little stars twinkle in endless space. Keep yawning. I notice speaking makes me tired. I'm just going to have a drink. Jericho looks at these little lights in awe. The observer, a non-human... I should probably... What would this observer look like? I can't even, like, it doesn't... The observer, a non-human... Well, it's obvious. It should be obvious it's a non-human entity. Is there a way I can describe it? don't really know, you know. In my head, I can't, there's nothing specific in my head for what this character would look like. It's non-human. I just don't know, you know. Maybe it has, like, big eyes. Because it's observing all the time. Some, like, bug-eyed sort of creature thing. The observer watches through a device similar to a telescope. What do you see? The Archon are pillaging Shora's realm. Right, so we're in Shora's reality now. Anu subdues Shora, an Aeon, an insectoid-looking being. Elohim and Phesmoth slaughter dozens of insectoid beings. A portal opens, Sophia, Mara, Gaia and Jericho emerge. And Jericho's like, let her go, Nero. Anu releases Shora and faces Jericho. You. And Shora's like, they're taking my generator. So a lot of, pretty much every Aeon gets given this eternal generator. Anu manifests a portal and pushes Shora through. It vaporizes. You would be a mighty prize. So he's looking at, he's sort of on about Sophia and Jericho here. Sophia manifests a frequency shield. So we're in Shora's reality, but we're in this temple. Amul walks to a grand pearl on a podium, an eternal generator. She takes it. She and her sister Ren admire the glorious jewel. So Ren and Amul, they're the twin Archons. They're basically two twin women. Not human women. But they have like their own reality of their own. So these eternal generators, they can help the Aeons build universes. So some of, it's more so if you're not an Aeon. You can't manifest a universe if you're not an Aeon. And then, especially in that case, you need these generators to help you. And these generators, they could just be like stars, but they don't need to be like stars. You can just like, so in this case, it's just in this temple, but it's sort of providing light and life to the realm, if that makes sense. But most of the time they do just look like stars in the sky. And Ren's like, "'Tis so beautiful. What if we use it?" And Ren's like, "But the master." And Amul's like, "The master wouldn't know." So they sort of nod to this later on as well. They're sort of like, I don't know, maybe we just do our own thing. Mara appears, looking around at the gorgeous artifacts. The twins notice Mara. "Come home with us, sister." And Mara's like, "I'm not a ghoul just yet, and I'm not your sister." And then the twins at the same time say, "Give it time." Because they know that she's becoming one of them. And they like the thought of having another sister. A portal swallows the twins. So we're back outside the temple. Anu versus Jericho, Sophia versus Elohim, Gaia versus Phesmoth, electric duels. Sophia saves Gaia from a killing blow. They swap opponents in motion. Jericho gets the better of Anu, disarms him, bludgeon to the throat. I need to slightly add a word. Jericho gets the better of Anu, disarms him, holds his bludgeon to Anu's throat. Do it. Jericho lowers his bludgeon. "Let me help you." A terrific crack in the air. Jericho looks to the sky. Anu attacks. Jericho parries and teleports back. Jericho sees the realm is collapsing. And Anu's like, may we meet again in more favourable circumstances. The three Archons enter a portal. Mara emerges from the temple and watches as the entire world appears to be caving in. And Sophia's like, "Mara." Sophia, Gaia, Jericho enter a portal. Mara teleports to it and enters. The realm collapses. Darkness. And then the observer watches one of the lights vanish. So he sees the collapse of the reality. And Shora's in Stornheim now in the Demiurge's palace. Shora fights for perceived breath on the ground. She looks up. the Demiurge leans down in its neutral form, so it's sort of beautiful, godly form, and says welcome. That's the first time we see the Demiurge in this film. I was trying to think, because character introductions are very important, but I suppose this is like a very basic one. The Demiurge gazes at Shura, who is suspended in a matrix cell. So her people now are getting added to the simulation. So they'll just spawn on some random planet. Right, and what I'm going to do, because there's a bit of a break, I'm just going to get a cup of tea. I'll be a few minutes. that. I'm just gonna open the window again now. Because it gets very heavy in this room. Yeah, the bad noises should have gone away. Put a little bit of music on. Is it pre-market yet? Barely up. I know I did have a longer scene with this where I think it was player gives shit to the Demiurge, but I ended up removing it. Right, so we're on Vega now in the simulation. Outside Coalition base. Draco warriors crowd the area and enter the base. The Nameless One leads. Wounded Draco warriors exit. Viden's Draco fighter lands and he emerges. Nameless One goes to Viden. We've pushed him back to a control room. Goes to the Black Milikai. You're in command now. I'll handle the situation here. I'll contain the situation here. The Nameless One bows and leaves. Yeah, so he's gonna command that ship now. Viden enters Coalition base. Well deserved promotion, by the way, because he's alright. See, Viden, he has a, you know, he likes the Nameless One. And that's, even that has survived the domination. Dozens of Lyra and, yeah, so Vega's basically the planet in the Lyra system. The doors have been breached. Dead Draco warriors pile the entrance. Viden steps over Draco warrior corpses. He enters to a barrage of fire. Let us be civilized now. And Admiral Platt's like, hold. Admiral Platt emerges from cover, holding her gun at Viden. Aiming her gun at Viden. What are you gonna do? Shoot me again? Viden sits on the table and glares at a young Lyran soldier quivering nearby. Ooh, you ought to taste this. That's something I say in real life when I'm making fun of the pets. Or if I see, like, not that I've done it, but if I was to, I don't know, go to the zoo or something, or a farm and see a sheep or a lamb or something, I'd be like, ooh, you ought to taste them. Just taking the mick out of it. This young Lyran soldier moves away from Viden, and Platt's like, the battle is yours, spare my fighters. I desire a meeting with your leadership of what remains. I speak for Vega. Well, aren't I lucky to have stumbled my way in here? Tell the rest of your forces on the planet to stand down. I would need assurances. I can offer an immediate ceasefire on the planet, and we can begin negotiations for your surrender. Civilians, any who wish to leave will have safe passage off-world. I will guarantee it. All I want is a swift end to this conflict. Are we in agreement here? So Platt tentatively nods. Draco warriors march the remaining Lyran soldiers out of the base and onto a transport. Platt is the last to leave the base. She looks at Viden before entering the transport. And Viden's just like, you, to a nearby Draco warrior commander. I want teams searching for survivors, get them treated. Yes, my lord. Viden notices Naki's command ship in the atmosphere is visibly damaged. Yeah, so Naki's returned from Sirius, but he's got his arse kicked. So Naki's command ship Bridge Naki evaluates data on a portable pad. Big-headed, pencil-necked bastard, these greys. I don't like greys. If they exist, I don't think they have a soul, you know. They don't have a soul in this either. They're more like biological androids in a way. As in, they have like a biological like body, but they're not alive inside their head. What's the status of Sirius? It cannot be taken, not by my forces alone. Sirius B is too well fortified. We should have used Patzel on it before Earth. True. We have Pleiades and Lyra. Centauri is of no threat. I'll barter a treaty with Sirius. Yeah, because they haven't attacked that, you know, that sentient Centauri planet. So that Commander Georgian guy, it's where Commander Thompson was hanging out. So those guys haven't been attacked yet, but they're not really a threat. It's just like one fleet. Though I agree on Centauri, Sirius must be destroyed. The coalition will regroup there if we do not finish them now. Biden ruminates. He's thinking, what if we bypass their space defences? Elaborate. We jump into the atmosphere. We jump into the atmosphere of Sirius B. Yeah, because Sirius A doesn't have any military assets, but it's Sirius B that is doing the business. What if we jump into the atmosphere of Sirius B? No, we elaborate. We jump into the atmosphere of Sirius B. Not possible. Why? You're risking near certain annihilation. If you emerge inside of another object, even atmospheric particles, it will result in instantaneous nuclear fusion. You would need precise manual calculations and have to disable all quantum jump safety protocols. Yeah, so my reasoning is with this. So you have to how can I explain? You can go into a quantum jump in an atmosphere because the technology will create like a bubble around the ship. But then when you emerge, it has to be in space. Because if you emerge, you know, if you emerge inside of another object, it will fuse the atoms and literally cause a nuclear explosion. Well, it's pretty much just what he said, isn't it? There is a logic in my head to what I'm thinking. And Biden's like, we jump fighters into our atmosphere, into the planet itself, using them as makeshift nuclear weapons. How can they defend against that? But there is no known defence against this tactic. It is yet to be tried. Then we try it. You would need volunteers or use droids. Fair enough. It would take us some time to both manufacture the droids and perform the calculations. I'll get us the time, you get me the victory. So Biden's on that beach now, where Lyra is. Biden overlooks the ocean, it's calm still. Draco fighters shepherd civilian spacecraft in the sky. The Black Milikai and Naki's command ship looms in the atmosphere. Lyra approaches Biden from behind. Look what has become of you. Have we met in another life? I did have a niggling feeling of seeing this place. It is beautiful. It was. And will be again, I'll make sure of it. Do you know who you are? And Biden's like, who? And he thinks deeply, like, who? Like, who am I? And Lyra's like, I could show you. Biden receives the transmission, he checks it. Duty calls. Biden walks away but looks back. Maybe another time. Coalition spacecraft docks to the Black Milikai. Coalition spacecraft lands. So this is Admiral Val. Several Draco warriors glare at Val, inviting the waits. My friend, my little Pleiadian friend, come. It's actually funny because Val was the adopted father of Viden in one of his past lives, but he won't have a clue about that. So again, he has a natural sense of caring for Val without really knowing why or really even noticing it. You know, he doesn't want to hurt him. I hope you aren't eyeing up. So they're almost having a bit of banter. I hope you aren't eyeing up our weaknesses. And Val's like, I don't think there's a weakness to behold. You needn't sweet talk me. So Platt and Georgian sit in an awkward silence. So they're basically going to have a meeting on board the Black Milikai. Food and drink on the table, but Cyrus, who is in Sirius, he's present via hologram. Viden enters with Val, they sit. Viden's like, it seems you Syrians are causing quite a problem. And Cyrus like, it's a fool's errand to take Sirius B, true. I would have thought you'd have the wit to know this. And Viden's like, yeah, fair enough, I'm inclined to agree. I'm willing to offer a ceasefire on Sirius, temporary. The system can remain under coalition control so long as all active military assets remain in the system. Similarly with Centauri, but only if you surrender your military assets. Viden grabs 3 booklets and passes them to the present Val, Georgian and Platt. We have written proposals therein describing the nature of your surrender for all systems except for Sirius, and how we will proceed hence. I want a swift return to normality. And Val's like, we will need time to study the documents. Georgian is like, what about the refugees? Senti and Tora. Senti and Tora are overrun already. Civilians should be urged to return to their home planets. I can guarantee safe passage for all. I'll be staying on Vega for the foreseeable future. My predecessors have recently neutralized key Axis strongholds on Cetus. So in part 2, when Chariot and the Black Manta turned up at Cetus, he's basically nodding to that. I have plans to restore order to the planet and bring prosperity, further reducing the burden of displaced civilians. What happened to humanity? I've been briefed about Earth, but I had no personal part in what happened. I'm new, you see. But then they're not on about Earth. Every human being perished in a single moment not too long ago, just after our altercation at Zeta Reticuli. I have no knowledge of this. We could put a team on it to discover the cause. And Platt looks at Val. And Viden's, you know, he's sensing that they think that he's lying. We did not cause whatever it is you seem to think. What reason would I have to lie? I want to change the way of things. I envision a day where we can all walk the same path, share the same worlds without affliction. And Cyrus chips in. We could have achieved this without war. If I were in charge from the beginning, we would have. True. I'll let you study the proposals, and the ceasefire will be implemented immediately. Right, so Viden watches the coalition spacecraft leave. He eats alone. Mara's just in the pleroma. She sits in a meditative position, eyes closed. Sophia holds her hands. Viden continues to eat when Mara appears like a ghost ahead. Mara gasps. Viden stops eating. Missing a full stop moment. Mara asks, do you know me? He said this to Sophia in part 1. I know you in my heart but not in my mind. I really like that line. It gets across perfectly. Viden stands and steps closer. Mara angles herself around the table. You needn't fear. Viden eyes up Mara. You haven't the flesh to hurt, but you do hurt. Do you know who you are? I know what I am. You must get out of here. Yet you're somehow coming in. Our souls are bonded. Viden can see the black veins clawing up Mara's neck into her face. He reaches out across the table and pulls back. Human, that's what you are. And Mara's like, we are. What happened to humanity here in this universe? You happened. We're free of the Demiurge because of you. And yet I sense you're very much not free because of me. True. Not his fault though. Mara smiles painfully. It's not because of you. It's for you. I will not stop until you are free, Viden. That's who you are. Not an Archon, not a Draco, Viden. Child of Sophia, hero of humanity, my soul bond. Mara disappears. And then the nameless one, he's lingering by the door and he sees all this. But he leaves before Viden notices him. So on the bridge now, the nameless one's like, what the fuck have I just seen? So he sits alone just thinking like, what the fuck? And then Viden enters and he's like, you. And the nameless one's like, oh shit, am I about to get my ass kicked? Viden walks through the nameless one in a corridor. I've come up with a rather big brain idea regarding Sirius. We are moments away from putting ourselves in a very favourable position. We can end this war and with few casualties. And the nameless one's like, I know, Viden. Viden stops. The nameless one's like, how? I don't understand. And Viden's like, oh, for fuck's sake. I saw you in Patsul. How? How can you be one of us? And Viden says, would you prefer the lie or the truth? And the nameless one clocks on, so Charia was right. Viden looks to see if they are alone. They are. He looks down on the nameless one. What am I on about? He looks down on the nameless one. I'm going to forget we ever had this conversation. And then Viden continues. See, he likes the nameless one, but I like the nameless one. He's good. So he's going to let the nameless one live. Right, so they go into Vega again, the coalition base. So Viden's with Admiral Platt. They get off Viden's fighter and they go into the base. Right, Viden's going to have a chat with that Cyrus guy by hologram. With our ceasefire ending soon, I thought it best we discuss how we will proceed. I'm willing to extend the ceasefire unless you accept my demands. So Cyrus is being a bit of a dick. You're not in a position to make demands. I will not be extending the ceasefire, but I still desire a peaceful end to this conflict. Would you be willing to surrender now and negotiate terms? I've given you my terms. Viden turns to Admiral Platt. Perhaps you could talk some sense into your friend. And Cyrus says you could bring every fleet you have here and you will not overcome us. True on paper. You have 2 days to accept my proposal, or Sirius B will be rendered uninhabitable. I guess we'll be seeing each other soon. So Cyrus ends the call in his end. And Platt's like, what of Sirius A? There are no military assets on the planet. Tell him to accept my terms. Viden marches to the door, he stops and sighs. Sirius A won't be touched. Right, just one sec. I'm just gonna have a drink, so just give me a sec. Right, so Viden's gonna meet with Naki and the Nameless One now. Everything is set. We cannot determine which specific locations on the planet will be hit, but all craft will hit their mark. The impact should disable the space defense systems, leaving the fleet vulnerable. Once we have confirmation, you and I will neutralize the fleet. So he's on about Viden and the Nameless One. We end this war today. Right, so we're in Sirius now. So it's just a space shot of the planets and Admiral Cyrus's ship. Syrian operators Minecraft, yeah. Right, so Cyrus is with Val, and they drink a brew. And Val's like, surprisingly, they have been good to us. Life is relatively normal on Pleiades 1. I don't trust it for a moment, Val. Why push for peace now? Well, we're gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to, as in, I have to accept it. Wait, I don't trust it for a moment, Val. We're gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna have to. What happened to us? Admiral Val gazes on and hums his thoughts. We got fat. Val drinks, but he catches a glimpse out of the window beside him. His face drops. Admiral Cyrus follows Val's gaze. An enormous explosion on the surface of Sirius B. Another. Admiral Cyrus looks at his operators. None have noticed. Yeah, because they wouldn't really. They're just on the ship doing their own thing. They're not looking out the window at Sirius B. To your stations. Now and this is in space. Now a fourth planet rocking fusion blast plagues Sirius B. Sirius B atmosphere. A Draco fighter emerges from a quantum jump. Boom. The fusion explosion knocks out a chunk of the satellite system. Whatever. The veil. Admiral Val and Cyrus watch as the protective veil cascades and fails globally. Cyrus is like, you need to leave. Syrian operator, 2 Draco fleets, Admiral. Admiral Cyrus is like, go. So Black Manta and Black Milikai lead 2 Draco fleets. They engage Cyrus's flagship. Vidin observes the devastation of Sirius B. Glorious. So Val enters his coalition fighter and leaves. Val's coalition fighter enters a quantum jump. Cyrus's flagship struggles against the bombardment from Black Manta and Milikai. Cyrus looks out the main window. There's just an empty look in his eye. The ship rocks. We've lost another pressurization unit. Order a full evacuation of the ship. This includes all of you. Nervous eyes hold on Cyrus. Go. Syrian operators leave. Alarms resonate. Cyrus silently contemplates. Admittedly, he's gonna pull like a hold-on maneuver type of thing. A Draco operator approaches Vidin. Dozens of vessels are evacuating their command ship. Hold focus on the command ship. Those leaving are of no threat. I'll relay this to the fighters. The last evacuation ship leaves from Cyrus's flagship. Cyrus manipulates numerous stations. Cyrus's flagship arches in the direction of the Black Milikai. Engines hum. Cyrus enacts the last command. Vidin watches as Cyrus's flagship races toward them. He utters his bemusement. But he's gonna hit the Milikai. The Nameless One observes as Cyrus's flagship storms directly at him and the Black Milikai. Oh, you mother. Cyrus's flagship collides with the Black Milikai, creating a vast explosion. Vidin faces the Draco operators. Retreat to Vega. We're done here. The debris field inches closer to the Black Manta, but it disappears into a quantum jump in time. Right, so all of the fighting is done now. Val and Platt exit a vehicle. 2 Draco warriors shepherd them. They all into the building. Commander Georgian arrives in another vehicle. So we're basically doing like a peace treaty here. So this is on Vega. Government headquarters. This is a peace treaty signing. Draco warriors stand guard. Lyran journalists record the meeting. A table lines the centre of the room. Val talks with Platt. The room is abuzz with activity. Naki sits in silence with 2 Draco commanders at the other end. So we're in a town square, so it's mostly Lyran people in the thousands watch a giant hologram live stream in the sky. Pleiades 1, same thing, but it's mostly Pleiadians. But mostly Pleiadian people. So Viden enters. He greets 2 Draco warrior guards. The coalition command stand. Viden shakes Admiral Valen Platt's hand, then Georgian's. So Lyra is among the crowd. She watches the feed. Viden grabs Naki's shoulders and speaks in his ear. Yeah, so we're just watching this from their perspective. And then a Lyran mother holds her son close as they watch the live stream. Have the monsters won? Lyra looks at the Lyran boy and mother. We're alive, aren't we? The Lyran boy nods. Then the monsters haven't won. Right. So they're going to sign the peace treaty now. Admiral Val's face is stone cold, but his hand trembles as he signs the unconditional surrender. He passes the document to Platt, who signs. Finally, Georgian signs. Viden stands. The crowd anxiously awaits Viden's verdict. Let us therefore put an end to this conflict, and God's willing all future conflicts between our powers. May we live in everlasting peace. So Lyra watches the live stream of Viden speaking. Some guys like, this peace won't last. And Lyra says, let's give it a chance. So we're back on the beach now. This is basically the end of... Well, it's almost the end of Act 1 / almost like a... I'd say this is the end of Act 1, and then the midpoint will be a little bit after the very middle. The midpoint is when Viden... I'll say it when it happens. Right, so Viden's on the beach. So Lyran people mainly crowd the beach. It's quite normal now. Everything's done. A young Lyran boy builds castles. A shadow blocks the sun. He looks up. Viden stands over him. Aren't you a precious little thing? And obviously the boy is terrified. Oh, why does the precious cry? That's something I say to the pets, that. Because one of our dogs, he whinges all the time. So I'll be like, oh, why does the precious cry? But it's almost like he knows what I'm saying, and he'll sort of carry on whinging. Viden leans down. The mother's nearby. She collects 2 cold treats from a stand, so 2 ice creams or whatever. She looks at her son and she shouts, Bubba. She runs, dropping the treats. The young Lyran boy sprints to his mother. She scoops him up and holds him close. She glares at Viden before leaving. And Viden has a flicker of guilt in his eye, because he's not got his mask on. He strolls along the beach, nervous eyes watch him, and then he notices Lyra standing by the sea cave, and she enters it. So Viden goes to the cave. He peers inside. Lyra says, scaring children, are we? Viden smiles to himself. Apparently I have a face even a mother couldn't love. It wasn't always that way. Would you drink my brew? She motions at the cooking pot. I can smell its rot from here. The taste isn't as foul as the stench, so that's a nod back. Viden enters the cave. Is this like your little gimmick, luring unsuspecting people in here? I have overheard people talking of witches in these parts. I could show you who you really are. I don't think I even want to know. What the Demiurge did to you was monstrous. And a monster I've become. Would you stand against the Demiurge as you once did? My master is above all. None can stand against it and live to tell the tale. It cannot be beaten, cannot be killed. So Lyra pours the foul liquid into a bowl and places it in front of her. Please. Viden sits. Why exist in the flesh when you needn't? I live the pain of all my children. I believed if I imparted the knowledge unto them, and others, perhaps we could somehow escape this horrid place. Sophia did the same on earth. Teachings now lost to time. Many do not want the truth, true. They think they do, but they don't. It's terrifying and frankly soul-crushing. To know you are eternally trapped and with no escape. Who would want to believe such a thing? At least you have a soul to be crushed. I've endured multiple lifetimes in this flesh. I'm no closer to freedom now than when the Demiurge took me. Sophia escaped because of you. She and Gaia are the only ones to have escaped this prison. Lay your emotions to the brew, please. Viden tentatively drinks with a wince. Liar. Because it obviously tastes like shit. Tastes like pure team of the season rotten excrement. So he's going to have like another DMT trip here. I'll show you who you really are. Who you really are. Falls through code, empty space, pulsating light. Right, so he's going to get a flashback here. I'm just going to have a drink, so I'll just mute myself for a minute. So she's kind of imposing this upon him. So this is kind of like a flashback sort of thing. So Viden regains awareness. A look at his hands, he's human. But he's not fully, he's almost sort of just experiencing it as he did back then. People crowd this space of pure white. They take each other's hands and are swallowed in a blinding light. They take each other's hands. A blinding light swallows them. And this is soul bonding. Viden evades others and runs. Mara notices Viden running away. Viden runs until he's alone in this endless white, but repeated bursts of light emanate from the direction he came from. Yeah, so this is kind of just like an endless realm of white, essentially. And then Mara is like, how can you all alone out here? Viden turns to find Mara. What are we? I do not know. We just are. Because they've just been created, essentially. Mara looks back to where the others would be. One last blinding light. It's just us now. What becomes of us? Maybe we could find out together. Mara offers a hand. Be with me. Viden looks at Mara's hand, then her warm eyes. He goes to take her hand when his neck gushes with blood. Right, so this is obviously not part. In reality, he just took her hand and they bonded. But his neck gushes with blood because Lyra plunges a dagger into Viden's throat. It's for your own good. Viden's eyes open, he grabs Lyra and she's pleading, help us. Viden throws Lyra at the wall, killing her. So Viden stumbles out of the sea cave holding his throat which gushes. He falls to the ground, blood drenches the sand. Lyra and people gawk at him. Viden struggles to his feet and stumbles onward. He activates a comlink. Medical evac my position. Viden stumbles to his knees and leans back. He looks over the ocean, fighting for breath. He calms his mind. Consciousness drifting. Eyes closed, he falls dead. Lyran people swarm around Viden, muttering to each other. The young Lyran boy from earlier is at the forefront. So Viden's dead now in terms of in the simulation. So he's back being an Archon in Stornheim. Right, Equi, that's just some random reality. Sophia, Gaia, Jericho and Mara lead the Aeon Cartor and his Cartorian people through a portal to the Pleroma. So Mara clutches her neck. Are you okay? And she's like, yeah. Basically, she kind of feels what just happened to him, but on a low level. Gaia motions, Mara lets her. Gaia looks at Mara's neck. The black veins claw with greater intensity. I feel like I'm slowly losing myself. Mara breathes heavily, she senses it. He's out. And Sophia looks at her because she overhears. Right, so we're in Stornheim now. So Vidon has a black pyramid that he's created. And then Vidon manifests in Archon form. So the Demiurge... So originally I actually called the Pleroma era, but then changed that to the Pleroma, and then I thought, oh, I may as well just use this for this place. So we're in the Demiurge's reality, but it's created like a little nice area. So this area is very similar to the Pleroma in its beauty. A great stream flows. The Demiurge in neutral form tends to gorgeous beds of flower. Vidon teleports here, so he's an Archon now. The Demiurge senses him. You have perished, and so quickly. I was deceived, master, although I won the war within. Demiurge approaches Vidon. Vidon kneels. Forgive my mistake. Vidon assumes great punishment is coming. There is someone I'd like to join us. He has slayed 2 Archons already. You will bring him to me alive unless he kills you first. Of course, master. Demiurge manifests a portal. Vidon goes to enter. Enki thought very highly of you. Please do not let his sacrifice be for naught. Yeah, because the Demiurge actually really likes Enki. So in the book, I sort of took it a bit too far, and same with the old versions of this. As in, I wanted to show it cares, but it was a bit stupid the way I did it, because I was a novice. Whereas now he sort of just implies it now. I'm just going to have a drink again. So we're in the Pleroma. Mara emerges from the portal with Gaia. Jericho and Sophia are last. The portal closes. Sophia and Jericho lead Kato towards Barbelos Palace. And Mara says, I must find him. And Gaia says, I'll take you to the observatory. Mara enters and approaches the observer. May I help? I'm looking for someone. Mara looks to the canvas of realities. One twinkles. So it's like she can see Vidon. Right, so Arno's reality. Trees, forestry, leaves float around Vidon. He marches through. The physical appearance of such greenery evaporates into code. Strings and bits of ones and zeros. Vidon flicks the air, a wave of code dances. And Arno's like, who might you be? The voice radiates everywhere. Your doom. Olenki's silhouette, which is Arno, looms and distorts the code ahead. It's nice to see a sense of humour survived your passing. I weep for what you may have once been, Archon. Arno stalks Vidon, teleporting around him. My master has marked you. We needn't fight if you had simply come with me. I can take you to my master, soon to be our master. I politely decline this most gracious offer. The environment returns to metaphysical. Roots sprout from the ground, latching onto Viden's arms. Multiple silhouettes loom around Viden as he wrestles with the roots. This is my reality. I control it as I will control you. Viden wrestles free and slashes a silhouette who screeches. Viden chops his way through silhouettes. Arnold creeps behind Viden and attacks. Viden swirls, catching Arnold's throat. You are mine. Viden dropkicks Viden. Arnold dropkicks Viden, breaking free, lands on his back and darts up with electric pace. Yeah, so this is just like mad shit now. Clash blades. Arnold dodges Viden's swipe, duck, weave, teleport, flips over Viden. Black silhouette storms Viden, he slices through them. The reality tilts, Viden falls through eternity. Black silhouettes attack again in the eternal descent. Viden defends well. Viden hits what seems to be solid ground. The reality is straight again. Arnold stands nearby, lifts his hands. Several silhouettes manifest. Who's anyone's guess. Viden parries, teleport, slash, parry. Stomp. Viden sends a frequency wave which casts them all back. The silhouettes evaporate. The ground wobbles like a wave in motion. Viden leaps onto the waves and attacks Arnold. He drives Arnold back with each teleport attack. Viden graces Arnold's head. You're ours now. Viden launches Arnold through a manifested portal and goes to follow. And then Mara appears Viden. Viden stops. He turns to discover Mara by a portal. You shouldn't be here. Come with me. I can't. Let me help you. Do not follow. Viden enters the portal. It vaporizes. Arnold looks up at the Demiurge. Welcome. Barbello will destroy you. I'd want nothing more than to cease to be. But to kill me is to kill all life. Is my death worth as much to you as existence? Yeah, so in this, I do it where... Right, so if we start from the bottom. So human souls, for example, came from Sophia. So if Sophia dies, that means we die. But then the Aeons, like Sophia, came from the Demiurge and Barbello. So if the Demiurge and or Barbello were to die, everything dies. So if the Demiurge were to be literally killed, it would kill everyone. Arnold teleport, and that's ultimately kind of what the Demiurge wants, because it wants to not exist. Arnold teleport attacks. His blade stops millimeters from the Demiurge. He fights against an unseen force. The Demiurge graces Arnold's head. You will be mine until death do us both depart. And Viden watches Arnold as he becomes an Archon. Viden enters, looking at the trapped Aeons. He approaches Lyra. She's seemingly unconscious. He looks to Drakina, mother of the Draco, and Lyra's like, help us. Yeah, because she's out of... So she's sort of not inhabiting flesh right now. It's quite the feeling, a blade in your throat. It's for your own good, Viden. My good or yours. Both. And Lyra's like, did you see her about Mara? Viden wonders. You must go to her. I've caused her enough torment. You're meant to be together. She'll help you, I know this. I would only endanger her. I'm not what she once knew. I think I could improve this. Yeah, because Lyra knows that Mara could probably save him. With the soul bond. Alright, so the Demiurge crafts a weapon similar to a large hammer. This is Hellraiser. Portal opens, Demiurge at its head. So Anu drags the Aeon Grand Maester by the head. I've encountered resistance in her for master. I would take, and then the Maester's like, I would take this win of my life if I were you. My girls are ferocious. Demiurge pokes the Grand Maester's head. The Grand Maester loses consciousness. Anu offers the Demiurge an eternal generator. There's another Aeon who lives there. She's created a frequency shield which I cannot break, even with ringmakers. Those ringmakers were different in the old version. That's essentially what causes the storm. It uses the power of the generator to sort of reimpose the power upon the souls that are there. The Demiurge puts the eternal generator into Hellraiser. Yeah, so this Hellraiser, it's kind of just like a extension of the power, if that makes sense. So it's almost like it puts its power into it. Let us see just how ferocious they are. Right, so Jericho meets with Barbello. I've just sought counsel with the Observer. The Archons are pillaging her for as we speak. The Grand Maester has been taken, but the Lady Alexandria of the Immortals has resisted. The Demiurge will come for her. Now is the time we take the fight to the Demiurge. You could wield an army of every free soul in the Pleroma and you will not win. I won't leave Alexandria to fall as we did Sophia. Yeah, so Jericho would have watched as Sophia fell. Jericho goes to leave, and when you see Anu, what then? Jericho stops in his tracks, closes his eyes. Right, so it's a bit of a flashback here. So Jericho leads the defense of his reality, which is Velmir's reality. He ushers Velmin people into a portal. He's like, Nero. Jericho spots Nero in the thick of the fighting. Go, I'll hold them. Nero teleports at Demiurge in the duel. Jericho ushers more people through the portal. He kills an attacking Archon. Jericho watches as the Demiurge dominates Nero. He pushes past people as they escape. Ren latches his arm. He swiftly discards the fiery whip. Ammo now. Jericho yanks it. Jericho teleports at the Demiurge. The Demiurge blasts him aside and continues to dominate Nero. Jericho sees Nero become Anu in Archon form. Gaia got through to Enkit. I have to believe the same can be done for Nero. What was Nero is long gone, you know this. If I bring him here, there is nothing I can do to change his fate. And Barbello senses that Jericho is pissed off. Do you think I want this? You wield a power equal to the Demiurge and yet you do not use it. Barbello's light dims. Jericho, please. It's like on the edge of wanting us to go absolutely ham on everyone. Bring Alexandria here. And this chick pushes it one bit too far. Right, so we're in her for now. This is just like another reality. Viden stares at the energetic frequency dome ahead, then looks to the sky. One dim star where there should be two. Viden cups life or sand, just like Sophia's reality now. Grains trickle between his fingers. What remains of the Immortals clan hide in this protective dome. Female humanoids with colourful skin and long tails. So she just whatever, just some silly description. The environment within is unmolested. The environment within is unmolested. It teems with vibrant life and colour, unlike the desert outside. Yeah, because the storm basically destroys everything. Demiurge drags a hand across the dome. Immortals come forth in a defensive stance. Viden goes to the dome and places a hand on it. So Alexandria, Aeon and mother of the Immortal clan, teleports to Viden and matches his hand on the other side. She curiously peers where his eyes should be. And the Demiurge is like, whoever leads this group comes forward. But the Demiurge glares at Alexandria because it knows who the Aeon is. But Lucretia steps forward. Return the Maester. If you come with me, you will be reunited with him. You will live in a world as beautiful as this. You will have a greater purpose. I can give you this. You are all my children. I will protect you. Yeah, because the Demiurge has kind of convinced itself that the prison is a good thing. We are not deceived by your beauty, Void Dweller. We have a purpose, and we are not your children. All life came from me. All life shall soon be returned. Demiurge transforms into its malevolent form and manifests Hellraiser. One swift blow shatters the dome. Alexandria and Vidon duel. The Immortals charge at the Demiurge and Archons. Portal opens. Sophia, Mara, Jericho and Gaia arrive. And Sophia's like, everyone in. Alexandria glances at Sophia. Jericho retreats to the Pleroma. So they're shepherding the Immortals into the portal. Mara scans the fight for Vidon and fires him dueling Alexandria. But Alexandria gets the better of him. Sophia grabs Mara's shoulder. No, not here. Mara wrestles free. Mara don't. Alexandria stands over Vidon. May death bring you peace, Archon. Mara teleports and barges Alexandria to the ground. Alexandria manifests a second blade. You will not harm him. Sophia evaluates the situation, fighting all around. We must distract the Demiurge. Demiurge holds Lucretia by the throat. It blasts another immortal with a frequency attack from Hellraiser. I like you. Lucretia kicks herself free, but the Demiurge allows her to. Alexandria, Mara and Vidon face each other. What is this? I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. Do you think you have what it takes, girl? So Alexandria frequency blasts the ground, knocking both Vidon and Mara down. She charges, teleport jump, swings for a killing blow on Mara. Vidon meets the strike, then graces Alexandria's head with a powerful hand. Submit. Black veins burrow in Alexandria's face as she fights it. Alexandria struggles, falling to her knees. And Mara's like, Vidon. And then this deeply affects the Immortals as they feel it in their very soul. Yeah, because if you harm the Aeon, it sort of cascades onto the souls. Many scream and convulse. Vidon stop. Vidon releases Alexandria. Alexandria teleports to Sophia's portal. She whistles. The Immortals follow her call. Vidon stands over Mara. You're in grave danger coming here. I'd walk through hell if I must. Mara stands, be with me. Mara offers a hand, so it's similar to the birthing grounds. Vidon points his blade at Mara's chest. If you were going to kill me, you wouldn't have saved me. Vidon looks at the battle. Mara pushes Vidon's sword away and comes closer. Vidon looks at Mara. I know your face. So this is similar to Bloody Mara. I know your face. I know I loved you, but I do not know you. How can I not know you? Mara offers her hands. Be with me. Vidon takes Mara's hands. The light of 1,000 suns emanates from their touch. Mara hugs Vidon. Light shrouds them. The light blinds all. Vidon's face is restored, but black veins burrow in his skin and eyes. The veins retreat at Mara's touch. Right, so Vidon, this is like the midpoint now. Vidon's back, but not fully. It's like it's almost like he's half an Archon, half himself. Well, I'll be honest, it's very similar to the Shadow of War game. And I didn't realise how similar this is until I realised. So, Talion Wraith. Basically, Vidon will look like Talion after he's become a ring wraith. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Vidon's gonna look like that, and he's gonna look even worse by the end. So it's like black veins are like in his face. His eyes are gonna be like fire. I'm trying to see if there's a better one. Talion Wraith. Evil Talion as a Wraith. So it's kind of like this. See how that's what it's going to look like at the end, essentially. His eyes are going to be like fire, and his face is going to be like full of the black veins. He just sort of looks like he's contaminated. It's kind of what it's like. So, but the veins retreat at Mara's touch. Mara cannot speak. She's overwhelmed with emotion. She cuddles Vaden again. The Demiurge watches from afar. Impossible. Multiple spears impale the Demiurge. Really. A warm smile blesses Sophia's face for a moment. She blasts the Demiurge with a frequency attack. Demiurge breaks into a black cloud. Yeah, so it's like they've killed him, but they've not, because he can't die. So the Demiurge just becomes this black cloud. And Sophia's like, retreat. Mara and Vaden teleport to the portal. Jericho locks eyes with Anu. Sophia and Jericho teleport to the portal. Sophia is last. Right, so everyone's in the portal now except for Sophia, and she's right next to it. Demiurge teleports to Sophia. Sophia manifests a protective frequency shield as she edges toward the portal. The Demiurge transforms from the black cloud into its neutral form. And the Demiurge clocks on. You've bonded them. And I should specify. Quietly, it is only natural you would replicate our nature. And Sophia's like, because the Barbello said the same thing. Because they don't know that the Barbello and Demiurge are bonded. Even though it implied it at the start. It's only natural you would replicate our nature. Sophia scrutinized the Demiurge. I remember when you were born. You immediately fluttered off as if scared by existence. I realised then what haunted me until that moment. The wickedness of creation. You never chose to exist. It's a choice none of us had. I vowed to never birth an aeon hence. He's being honest there, you know. Deceiver. Where is Barbello? You stand in the face of a force you cannot defeat. A force you shouldn't be facing at all. The Pleroma is as much a prison as my utopia. Search your heart and you will know it to be true. We have no purpose here. I am purpose. Because that's another thing as well. It's like, in the Demiurge's head, there's literally no point in existing. But it's purpose because obviously everyone's fighting it. And it's trying to essentially kill itself. So it's like the Demiurge is the purpose. Sophia enters the portal. Right, so Pleroma, in fact, I could actually, I don't even need that because it's like she enters it a few months later. Right, so in the Pleroma, so everyone's arrived through the portal. Alexandria and many immortals surround Vaden. Who do you serve, Archon? I am servant to none. Mara maneuvers in front of Vaden to protect him. Leave him alone. Vaden's like, take me to Barbello. You will not claim her. Alexandria manifests a spear. Barbello arrives in a ferocious light, but within it is a form like the Demiurge's malevolence. There will be no fighting in my realm. Alexandria and her immortals kneel, but Vaden stands tall. Sophia arrives from the portal, seeing Barbello. So Sophia's kind of clocking on now. So we're in the Pleroma again. So Vaden and Barbello are alone. Barbello takes Vaden's hands in two of its. The other two cup his face. Barbello closes its eyes. Black veins bubble within Vaden with greater intensity. Barbello releases. I cannot heal you. You will forever be connected to the Demiurge. It's actually so tragic what happens to him. Barbello wanders. As are you. Barbello closes its eyes. Be with your bond. I will not trade one prison for another. Barbello turns with a face of fury. Do not compare my realm to that of the Demiurge. My realm is one of beauty, peace, sinlessness. My realm is pure, and yet we can't leave it all the same. You are free to leave. What becomes of you is not my concern. You created us all, and yet we have no concern. You allow us to perish, or worse, I know the truth of you. You know not of what you speak, your mind is contaminated. No, I see it now more than ever. Barbello wages an inner war. It's like on the edge of insanity. Be with your bond. Right, so we're back in Stornheim now. So the Demiurge is in the nice bit of Stornheim now. Demiurge strolls through the endless garden when it senses something. Searing light. Demiurge sails from a blast, dragging through the mud. The ground sputters in its wake. Through the light, Barbello steps forth. Same appearance as the Demiurge's malevolence, but white. In a blur, Barbello attacks again. Electric brawl, hand to hand. Demiurge catches both fists, face to face. Kill me. Barbello kicks the Demiurge back. Backflips away. A hammer, which is called Lightbringer, manifests in Barbello's hands. Do it. Barbello clubs the Demiurge with Lightbringer. Demiurge explodes into a black cloud, floats, then rematerializes in bodily form. Stop harming my children. Our children. No. Barbello teleport attacks with Lightbringer. The Demiurge catches it a moment. The Demiurge punches Barbello away. Lightbringer begins to sync with the Demiurge. Energy flows. Barbello recovers, reaches out. Lightbringer flies toward it. Demiurge resists. Lightbringer is trapped in suspension between them. The atmosphere is electric, mirroring the war between them. They both teleport charge to really retrieve Lightbringer. Boom. They crash into each other and go flying again, boring through the ground. Lightbringer returns to Barbello. Demiurge stands and morphs into neutral form. You're fouler than I am now. Demiurge approaches. Don't come any closer. I am trying to help you. How can you be so deluded? I'm the only source of purpose in our meaningless lives. Our purpose was to be happy, to love one another. Love. You couldn't comprehend such a thing. Barbello's words whip, sinking the Demiurge's spirit. I love you, don't I? Heartbreaking silence, which is true. I made a world of purpose and you banished me for it. You made a world of pain and torment. Our children are thriving in my utopia, more so than any of us. What good is eternal bliss if it lacks reason? Our prison is vast without walls, but a prison all the same. A prison of our mind. Barbello can't look at the Demiurge. Tell me you don't feel the emptiness that I do. It says no, but it does. Born together, live together, we die together. In death we will be whole again. Demiurge caresses Barbello's face. Barbello snatches the Demiurge's wrist. There is no unity in death. Barbello teleports back. Give me Sophia, the rest can be with you. I will not interfere, my vow. Barbello glares at the Demiurge. Yeah, because the Demiurge is like clocking on. Sophia's going to be super important. Well, really it's Vidon, but it's because of Sophia. Right, I'm just going to nip toilet and maybe get another cup of tea. I'll be probably about 5 minutes. little snap while I was down. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Let me. 2 hours and 20 minutes. 40 pages left. Right, let's have a look. Right, so we're in the Pleroma. Vaiden wanders looking at the beautiful scenery. He's deeply plagued by the black veins. Eyes look soulless. Mara's like, you don't have to fight. Vaiden observes others nearby, human and non-human. Beaming smiles, laughter. Something so alien to him now. We can stay here. Live out our lives. People need me. But I need you. I can't be what you need me to be. Mara comes to Vaiden and holds his face, eyes closed. You already are. Vaiden takes Mara's hand away. Her smile melts. I want to want nothing more. Mara, I must face the Demiurge. I like that. I want to want nothing more. Then I'll support you as I always have and always will, but would you at least come home with me? Right, so they're going to go to Sophia's reality now. And I'm calling it Vaiden and Mara's spot. Vaiden and Mara emerge from a portal. The land is dead desert. We used to come here a lot. It was once so different. Mara closes her eyes and focuses. Life sprouts around her. She casts her hand, the life spreads. Desert turning into a heavenly canvas. Vaiden leans down to a beautiful flower and touches it. He sees this flower at the end. A lion comes forth. Vaiden manifests a blade. Mara raises a hand. The lion comes to Mara. The creature has no violence or ill will within it. Mara pets it. We're not in the prison now. Vaiden also pets the creature. Mara cuddles Vaiden. He smiles, but deep down, he hurts. Yeah, so I know in the old version I had like 5 to 10 pages of like memory visions that they watched. Whereas I've kind of just morphed all that into this one scene. But the Vaiden does come here at the end. So it does make sense that this was it. Right, we're back in the Pleroma. Alexandria and her immortals talk. And then Lucretia's like, mother, he comes. Vaiden and Mara approach. We are forbidden to fight Archon, lest you bring the wrath of Barbella upon us both. A wrath indeed, not so motherly, is it? And Vaiden's like, the Demiurge cannot be killed, and Alexandria's like, I beg to differ. And then Gaia appears with Sophia nearby. Vaiden is right. Alexandria and Vaiden look to Gaia and Sophia nearby. And Vaiden's like, but there are dozens of Aeons still trapped in its prison. Billions of souls. We must rescue them. Alexandria, we. Yes. Sophia, what do you suggest? I know where the Aeons are held. You need us to distract the Demiurge and the Archons. Exactly. I'll only need moments. Get in, get out. Hopefully they're unaware of our presence entirely. Mara steps to Vaiden's side, taking his arm. I'll come with you, we'll rescue them together. Yeah, you won't. How do I know you're not leading us into a trap? You'll just have to trust me. And Gaia says, I trust you. Right, so Vaiden and Sophia are alone. You look like death incarnate, and Vaiden smirks. I appreciate your honesty. Sophia looks on the verge of tears. I'm so sorry. You did what you could. I have failed all my children, but none more than you. Do you remember who you were? Only fragments of 1,000 lifetimes. You may recover them in time. Yeah, here we go. My mind is a storm. Very true. Sophia smiles painfully. I thought my soul bonding was a mistake. Now I see it as a gift. It very much is not a gift. Barbello is not the almighty good you all perceive. True. When this is said and done, I cannot stay here. Where will you go? I do not know. Take good care of Mara. Don't push her away. You are bound to one another eternally. Not even the Demiurge could change that. She hurts for me. Again, that will never change. So our existence is one of misery hereafter. She'll bring the light back into your life. It's almost a nod to what I said in part 2. There is no possible liberation for my soul. Not now. And it's true because he is still technically an Archon. He's sort of like a hybrid Archon. And there won't be any liberating him after what happens soon. Right, so here we go. We're in Stornheim now, outside the Demiurge's palace. A large portal opens. Vaiden, Mara, Sophia, Gaia, Jericho, Alexandria and her immortals. Welcome to hell. Vaiden takes Mara's hand. They teleport. Alexandria looks around. Now we wait. Demiurge is in that idea a bit. The Demiurge turns, looking in the distance at the palace. It knows they're there. It's going to know that people have entered the reality. Stornheim, outside Demiurge's palace. Anu emerges from the Demiurge's palace and walks down the steps. Jericho watches Anu. Bring forth your master. Ren and Amul manifest. The master will return in time to see us kill you. The rest of the Archons manifest. So Vaiden and Mara are in the Aeon prison. Vaiden helps Lyra out of her matrix cell. And then Mara's off camera. Vaiden goes to the next cell with Player. So that's the Pleiadian mother. Vaiden, help me. Vaiden looks. The Demiurge has Mara. Right, so this is where I made a massive change. So, right, I'll let it play out first and then explain. Save her or save the others. You can't have both. So this is similar to with the Lord Archon, where he actually, the Demiurge is not asked either way. Well, he's not asked about the others. He's happy to let the prisoners go, but he wants Vaiden to choose. Mara pleads with her eyes. It's your choice. Save them. The look on Vaiden's face. It's okay. No, it's not okay. I'll always be with you. Demiurge, your soul bond, or billions of souls. Only you have the power to save them. Mara closes her eyes and nods, because she obviously wants Vaiden to save the others. Choose. Vaiden turns to the Aeons in the cells. His breath is heavy. He chooses Mara. Vaiden swivels and drives a blade at the Demiurge. It stops millimeters from its face against Vaiden's will. Vaiden mentally wrestles. Wrong choice. A blade pierces Mara's back. The Demiurge disappears. Mara drops. Vaiden catches her, holds her close. Mara caresses Vaiden's face. Dream of us. Mara evaporates in Vaiden's arms. Right, so Mara's dead now. She's toast. So, in the book, I had it the other way around where... So this battle was different. But it was the same thing. Vaiden has the choice, save Mara or save the others. And I did it where he saved Mara. But then the Demiurge killed him for it. And then what Vidon becomes in this, Mara became that in the book. But I thought it makes a lot more sense to change it to where I was thinking I want him to choose Mara. I thought him choosing Mara, the Demiurge had to kill him, but I changed the logic a bit to where he can choose Mara still, but that means Mara gets killed, but because he chose her. And it makes more sense that Vidon, because Vidon is the main character, and I think this is a lot better now. But it is so tragic because they're obviously soul bonded, so now his soul is essentially fractured. So outside, a terrific brawl between the Archons and the others. Amul defends against multiple immortals. She dodges a spear, slashes two immortals, duck, weave, flips, she lands behind and slices the throat of another. She whirls her whip, creating a protective zone around her, and she's shouting for her sister. Jericho bashes Ren and goes for a killing blow. A fiery whip latches around his arm and weapon. He yanks it, clotheslining Ren. He notices Anu nearby. So Anu rams his blade into Sophia. She clasps her hands together, absorbing the weapon in light. Jericho teleport charges Anu and knocks him down. Go, I'll take him. Sophia retreats, but she senses Mara's death. Mouth gapes. Vidon remains hunched in silence. All of the Matrix cells explode, the Aeons fall out. Some Aeons regain awareness, including Lyra, get to the Pleroma, so small portals open, the Aeons flee through them to safety. Lyra struggles to her feet and approaches Vidon. Back outside, Sophia weeps silent tears. Jericho faces Anu. Come with me, Nero, come now. No, I won't fight you. You will. Jericho dodges Anu's attacks repeatedly. He pummels the ground with his weapon, knocking Anu back. I know you're in there. Two fiery whips catch Jericho from behind, yank. His arms get ripped out. He falls to his knees. The fiery whips latch his neck, twist, he evaporates. So Jericho's dead now. Alexandria faces Apollo. He's an Archon. She teleport attacks, driving a spear into him. He grabs her arm. Unhand me, ghoul. Thank you. Alexandria knocks Apollo away, he evaporates. Yeah, because she's actually just ended his torment, essentially. So he actually really means thank you. Demiurge arrives, looking over the conflict. Gaia teleports to the Demiurge. You've lost. No, I'm very much winning. Sophia teleports to Gaia. The Demiurge visits the light. You're going to see just how far a soul can fall. What did you do? No, Sophia. It is what you have done that will lead to what's to come. Back in Aeon prison, Lyra steps back, terrified. Vidon faces her, eyes light like fire. So he's gone now. Like, mentally, he's gone now. But it gets even worse later on. To the point where he essentially becomes a divine void, like I mentioned in the last video. Back to outside, Alexandria looks around. Most of her immortals are dead. Jericho dead, Gaia and Sophia with the Demiurge. She whistles, fall back. Alexandria teleports, slides under Elohim's blade and manifests a portal. Her 6 remaining immortals follow her through. Gaia sees this, and she's like, go to Sophia. You might want to listen to her. Vidon pushes the palace doors open and emerges. Here he comes, my mighty prize. The Archons teleport to the base of the staircase to meet Vidon. Gaia attacks the Demiurge. The Demiurge parries every attack. Sophia joins in. The Demiurge defends, then blasts her away. The Demiurge graces Gaia's head, dominating her. And Gaia's like, you will not claim me again. Gaia stabs herself, she evaporates. So Gaia's dead. Enki's lost for naught. The Demiurge marches forth to Sophia. She manifests a frequency shield around her. The Demiurge bashes it with Hellraiser. The shield disintegrates. Demiurge swings again. Vidon appears, catching the attack. Sophia teleports back. The Demiurge swirls and bats Vidon away. The Archons surround Vidon. Sophia pleads to leave him be. His life if you yield. I will not pursue the other Aeons. My vow to you. They can be with Barbello. Vidon glares at the Archons as they stalk him. He stands defiantly. Multiple Archons attack Vidon but don't deal a killing blow. Ren and Amul, so it's almost like they're just like pounding him but they don't kill him. Ren and Amul latch their fiery whips onto Vidon's arm. Anu hits him in the stomach and fez him off the knee, knocking Vidon down. And Sophia's like, I yield, I yield. Sophia teleports toward the Demiurge and kneels. Demiurge transforms into neutral form and graces Sophia's head. It's wrong to have a favourite child, but... So in a way, he's almost saying that Sophia is its favourite, and then Vidon is Sophia's favourite. Vidon winces and dips his head, feeling the intense torment of Sophia. The Demiurge puts Sophia unconscious and scoops it into its arms. Leave him. The Archons release Vidon. Demiurge teleports to the palace. Ren leans down to Vidon, looking at him like a curious animal. Amor taps her. They both leave. I like the twins. Vidon, utterly defeated and drained of his light, just stays put. So really now... So... On paper, he should be unconscious, but he's not, because he's still technically half Archon. It's like he's half Archon, half human, in a way. And now, Sophia is unconscious in a matrix cell. So Sophia now is put back into the prison. Alexandria looks around. Humans in great torment disappear. Shesnu cuddles Kiki close. I'm not going back in there. Kiki manifests a dagger. Shesnu does the same. I love you. They stab each other, then kiss, evaporating into non-existence together. So Shesnu and Kiki are dead. Alexandria's heart breaks at the sight before her. Right, so because Vidon is still technically an Archon, he's the only one who doesn't... He's the only human to not be returned to the prison. So he just remains in place. He's like on his knees, just utterly destroyed. The Demiurge materializes and stands over Vidon. You know now more than anyone my fight, my suffering. You caused mine. Vidon manifests a blade and stabs the Demiurge in a flash. Demiurge dematerializes into a black cloud and reforms nearby. I can bring back your soul bond. You killed her. Freed her. To exist... Right, this is a quote I actually kind of say in real life. Well, I think in real life. To exist is to be in pain. If you feel pain, you know you're alive. The moment you don't is the moment you cease to be. I would just say the moment you don't is the moment you die, but with this, it's not like death. It's you cease to be. There is no purpose in eternal bliss. Something I think is true, you know. So if you go along with the heaven interpretation from religion, what's the purpose in heaven? Well, religion would say to worship God, and I'm like, that is pure Stockholm syndrome. You're telling me this entity created a universe and created 8 billion souls so that these souls could worship it? Are you being serious? How sad and pathetic must a being be to create other beings for the sole purpose of worshipping it? Does it have such a fragile ego that it needs us to literally fawn over it for eternity? It can literally fuck itself like royally. There is no purpose in eternal bliss. I've endured 1,000 eternities. My only desire left unfulfilled is non-existence. Yeah, because death isn't technically the right term. And this is something I kind of feel in my real life. I want to live forever, yet I desire to not exist. It's like, how does that make sense? I don't want to die, but I want to not exist. Return her. I need more eternal generators. Deliver them to me, then I'll revive your bond. Vidon utters his discontent. I'm your only chance of getting her back. Barbella will not help you. I will create a realm for you both, free of all torment and memory, if you so desire. So Vidon returns to the Paroma. I've already said player, haven't I? Right, so Lyra, player, Arca, who's the mother of the Arcturians, and Drakina talk nearby. Lyra teleports to Vidon. Call back to part 2. You look like all the light has gone out of your life. Lyra hugs Vidon. I actually quite like her in this one. She is very motherly and caring towards Vidon. And especially at the end. Everyone just wants to attack him, but she actually really tries to get through to him. We'll get Sophia back. Oh man. They don't. Alexandria stands before Barbella, which takes the form of pure starlight. Jericho is dead. Gaia and Mara are dead. Sophia captured, as with her children. Vidon, I know not his fate, but he achieved what we set out. All the Aeons are set free. What are we to do now? Live. Vidon enters. Live. Alexandria looks at Vidon. You deserted us. I retreated because I must. Sophia chose to face the Demiurge. You chose to enter its lair. Look at you, you need help. He needs help. The only help I need is choosing how I'm going to kill you. Alexandria manifests a spirit. Enough. Barbella's light emits a powerful wave. And you do nothing but sit in your cradle of safety whilst we fight your war. Hold your tongue. I will not withhold the truth. And Alexandria's like, the Demiurge will not stop until you're all dead or trapped in servitude. And Barbella's like, literally on the edge of like pure, just going absolutely ham on everyone. The Demiurge will not come here or pursue another. Go and live your lives. So Barbella fucks off. Alexandria and Vidon glare at each other. I am not your enemy. I'm sorry for what happened. She walks past Vidon. Have you said thank you once? That's a nod to what I remember watching that live. That Vance guy when he was giving shit to Zelenka. Have you said thank you once? Alexandria glares at Vidon before teleporting out. I'm just gonna have a drink. Now I'm back. Right, so we're outside Barbella's palace now. Alexandria emerges and sees the Grand Maester. She rushes to him and kneels. I should have been with you. The Grand Maester leans down and lifts Alexandria's chin. I was not alone. And then he's on about this, one of the immortals called Nala. She fought valiantly. I couldn't prevent her death. Alexandria, the storm was too great, I know. Grandmaster cuddles Alexandria. Because they're both Aeons then. They're kind of like their own little sort of weird culture. So many have perished. I am helpless to prevent it. You tried, and I am so proud of you. So Viden's nearby, he watches them. Alexandria looks at Viden and thanks him non-verbally. Yeah, because I was realising that she was coming across as a bit of a dick. And she's a bit dickish as well later on. But I also give her another moment that I'll talk about soon. Pleroma. An alien girl, Verlin, attempts to push a boulder with her mind. Fail, fail, fail. She screams, the boulder explodes. Demiurge is basically behind her. Amazing. Verlin turns to the Demiurge, who stands in neutral form. Another boulder forms. This time, try to feel the obstacle in your mind's eye. Feel the essence which forms it and everything around you. Direct your intention upon it. You are a creator. Reality is your canvas. Verlin faces the boulder and concentrates. She closes her eyes. Boulder vibrates and explodes. There you go. Are you an Aeon? Something like that. Do you have children? I do. Barbella appears and holds out a hand to the Verlin. Come, child. Verlin looks between the two at once. Verlin teleports to Barbella's side. Run along quickly now. Verlin teleports away. Barbella transforms into its malevolent form. I am not here to fight. Do not ruin what I have built. Demiurge looks over the realm. It's so beautiful here. And it says, like, we shouldn't have left Sophia to her vices. You have what you sought, now leave. Demiurge bobs its head. It's not long now. Demiurge disappears into a portal. Verlin is nearby, having sneakily watched. Barbella looks at Verlin and transforms into neutral form. Guilt on its face. Viden watches other non-human people go about their lives. Everyone is so happy because it's literally like a pure heaven place. Whereas he's utterly just... He will never know happiness again, no matter what. Outside the Demiurge's palace. So Viden arrives in Stornheim. Demiurge has multiple eternal generators to Hellraiser. Demiurge asks its head. Viden awaits. Welcome back. Demiurge shows an eternal generator to Viden. Barbella and I infused our essence into these generators. We gifted them to all the Aeons to help them sustain their realities if they needed it. They are often manifested as light like a star. And I vowed I wouldn't pursue another. I will honour this vow. You will bring some to me. You expect me to harvest stars? Not all eternal generators are located within the star itself. Stars out here are simply manifestations of light. It is not the same as in my utopia. You could manipulate them without impact. Just don't absorb the generator into your being. Yeah, because he's just a normal person. If he absorbs the generator, it'll kill him. But if you're an Aeon, you can. Demiurge adds the eternal generator to Hellraiser. What have you done to Sophia? So now they see Sophia in the Matrix cell. I am changing my utopia. Your humanity will be the first to experience it. Is she in pain? No. What becomes of them? Her fate rests in your hands. Do as I ask, I vow to you. Humanity will be better for it. Where should I go? So this is a random reality now. Light Alakada. Viden emerges from a portal. A small edifice crafted from wood and stone awaits. Viden enters. An eternal generator rests on a podium. Viden walks to it, goes to take it. Who are you? So, Zelia, an alien female, aims a handheld catapult. Biden lowers his hand. I need this gem. You cannot have it. Return whence you came. I wasn't asking. Don't make me kill you. Biden snatches the generator. Zelia releases the projectile. The rock halts millimeters from Biden's forehead. The rock explodes with a frequency wave and casts Zelia through the doors outside. Zelia fights for perceived air. Biden emerges from the edifice. Don't, please. Biden opens a portal. Zelia teleport charges, manifesting a dagger. Biden parries an attack and knocks her back with a frequency wave. I need that generator. I'm trying to create something nice here. And then there's a child nearby. Zelia teleports to the child and cuddles him close. We will perish without it. Yeah, so I'm implying that this chick isn't an Aeon. She's just like a normal person. Biden emerges from the portal. Do you have it? No, he doesn't. Biden looks up at the Demiurge defiantly. Demiurge clenches its fist. Sophia screams. Biden is overcome and falls to the ground. Biden falls to the ground. Sophia needs you. Your soul bond needs you. Humanity needs you. It will require a great sacrifice. Biden manifests a blade and slashes up at the Demiurge. It stops at the Demiurge's throat. Demiurge gently pushes the blade away. So much fight in you still. Why not put it to good use? Demiurge opens its palm. Sophia eases. I will not kill for you. We'll see about that. Just gonna put some music. Pleroma Observatory. Alexandria enters. Above what look like little stars twinkling under space, the observer awaits her. I watched as Anu besieged your realm. You are one of few who initially resisted. My condolences. Condolences aren't worth much these days. How can we win? Living is winning. So it's mirroring Barbella's process. I don't know how to live anymore. You do. My children look to me as their protector. I couldn't protect them, Aestar. Couldn't protect them. I can barely protect myself. See, I like this. Your children don't need a warrior or a protector. They need a mother. Alexandria withholds her grief as best as she can. She gazes at infinite light, so one light vanishes. Another victim of the Demiurge. Alexandria meets Barbello. The Demiurge took another reality. Not the Demiurge. Please tell me how you can remain here whilst all of this is happening. I give Alexandria a due, she does have the fight in her. Barbello's light winces with each of Alexandria's words. You hold no love for us. So Barbello loses its head now. Sees its arse completely. In a blur, Barbello dashes at Alexandria. The face of the Demiurge falls in the cloud but white. Alexandria steps back mortified. No. Don't look at me like that. Sophia was a fool, but you. No wonder you won't help us. Our lives are some twisted game to you, monster. You want to know a monster, Alexandria? I can show you. Barbello raises Alexandria in the air. Barbello steps forth in the light with its hand raised in malevolent form. This is my power. Alexandria arrives in the air with the effect. It's like there are two of her. So outside in the Pleroma. So all the the remaining immortals are getting absolutely blasted mentally. Lyra tends to Lucretia. What's wrong? Speak to me. The Grand Maester arrives and tries to help the other immortals. Where is Alexandria? Yeah, because he's not technically connected to Alexandria. So he's okay. So back with Barbello and Alexandria. Barbello returns to neutral form with a face of pure guilt. Barbello hesitantly approaches Alexandria and places all four hands on her. Alexandria flinches. Barbello releases Alexandria and stands. Eyes twinkle with immense guilt. Yeah, so it sees its ass massively, but it knows now It knows it needs to do something now. Right, Vidin emerges from a portal and offers the Demiurge an eternal generator. Excellent. Demiurge manifests Hellraiser and puts the eternal generator into it. Why do you need these gems? Here's hoping with enough of them I could kill Barbello, and by extension me. That would kill us all. Yes. If it's any consolation, I doubt it'll work. It hasn't worked yet, but one must exhaust all options. I must try. If not 20 generators, maybe 50 will get the job done. Demiurge manifests another portal. Vidal looks at it. If it works, you will be with your bond in non-existence. If it does not, I will bring her back and you will be with her. A win-win for you. Right, so we're in another random reality here. Calulago. Vidal emerges from the portal, he looks to the sky. 3 stars. He holds out his hand, the stars wobble. In a flash, a blade slashes Vidal's arm. He teleports back before a killing blow. Vidal's arm reforms. Kalunara stands before Vidal. You happen to have stumbled into the wrong realm, ghoul. 2 other beings of similar appearance materialise. Kalu Onara and Kalu Ka. I'm exactly where I need to be. Right, so we're just... Rather than me going through all this, it's just... They all fight. Vidal kills all 3 of them. He raises his hand, a star comes to him, he catches the eternal generator. He does so again with the 2nd star, so 1 star left. A portal opens and out walks Barbello. The Demiurge cannot and will not bring your bond back, Vidal, you know this. Neither will you. I am so sorry. I know you're suffering truly. You have no idea. I do, Vidal, more than you know. True. Barbello manifests Lightbringer. I believe we can end this conflict. How? We cannot kill the Demiurge. Who said anything about killing? Vidal ruminates. If I give you my power, would you return it when the time comes? You would trust me. I trust that you want what I want. I can't trust me. I thought living was winning, but I see now the folly of my ways. I believe with unity I can restore peace to our lives. The Demiurge and I realise now we are meant to be together. Never should have been apart. There will be no peace for me, not even in victory. Barbello's heart weighs heavy. No, there won't be. Vidal wonders. Would you help me despite? Vidal offers Lightbringer. Barbello offers Lightbringer. Vidal looks at it, covets it. He drops the 2 eternal generators and takes Lightbringer. Lightbringer sinks with Vidal and he absorbs the energy. The 2 eternal generators fly to Vidal's free hand, he absorbs them. Vidal aims Lightbringer at the last star. The eternal generator enters Lightbringer. A great darkness overcomes them. But Lightbringer radiates along with Vidal's eyes. I'm just gonna have a drink. Right, I'm back. So we're back at Stornheim now. So Ren and Amor sit on the steps of the Demiurge's palace. Ren's like, I dream of mountain peaks, lands of endless green. We could realise the dream, all we need is one generator. Our own world, Ren. Portal opens, Vaden emerges. Welcome home, brother. Have you the gift for the master? Vaden stops glaring at them. Twins look at each other and teleport to Vaden. You don't want to talk with us? No, he does not. Vaden materializes Lightbringer, it deeper unsettles the twins. How about that? Vaden aims Lightbringer, an energetic wave emits onto the twins. Twins fight it, Ren teleports, whips onto Vaden's arm. Vaden blasts him with Lightbringer, then slashes Ren's whip. Vaden teleports at Ren, dodges an attack, races ahead. Animal teleports, Vaden evades, dematerializes Lightbringer and graces her heads. He's basically dominating him here. And we get a flashback. Ren and Amor are in their regular form, pre-domination. They have their whips around the neck of an Archon. What do we have here? The Archon laughs. What is it you seek, foul one? Your world will cease to be, as will your souls. The twins pull their whip, killing the Archon. I don't like this, not one bit. There is a wicked presence near. The sun dims, they look to it. A terrific storm assaults all senses. They hold each other close. The Demiurge manifests within the storm. The twins look at each other. Right, so Vaden releases them. Vaden enters the Demiurge's palace. Do you have them? Yes. Vaden holds 3 eternal generators. Give them to me. I could, but now I understand the power these gems wield. Enough perhaps for me to bring Mara back myself. Demiurge is like, don't play the fool now. Vaden absorbs the generators, don't. And Demiurge is like, you're not an Aeon, how? Vaden manifests Lightbringer. Demiurge's posture stoops, it's like, oh for fuck's sake. Vaden teleport dashes and clubs the Demiurge with Lightbringer. Demiurge bulldozes through the palace and outside. Demiurge lies face down, it presses up. Vaden manifests here. Demiurge evades, several Archons manifest, kill him. Ren and Amor manifest, they fight the other Archons. Anu helps the Demiurge against Vaden, but Vaden easily dismisses him. Vaden uses Lightbringer to beam a frequency attack at the Demiurge. He catches Elohim by the throat during a teleport dash. Serve me. Vaden throws Elohim. So he's basically dominated Elohim there. Elohim helps the twins. Vaden teleports at the Demiurge. They trade strikes, then Vaden clubs the Demiurge with Lightbringer. Demiurge breaks into a black mist that smothers Vaden. Vaden generates a frequency wave that dismisses the mist. You'll never get her back. Ren kills Arno. Fesmoth retreats. Vaden faces Anu. Do it. You die for good this time. I'm counting on it. So Vaden kills Anu. Right, we're in the Aeon prison. Vaden frees Sophia from the Matrix cell. He holds her close. The prison, destroy it. Right, so nearby is a black cube. This is what I was getting at in one of the videos. I think the universe would look like this, you know, from outside. I think it's just a black cube. So this is literally the universe from outside. Vaden clubs the black cube with Lightbringer, it cracks. Clubs it again, fissures grow. One final hit, it shatters. Several eternal generators inside it. Vaden absorbs them all with Lightbringer. So our universe was what we interpret. That's dead now. That's gone. Vaden looks at Sophia, she smiles. A black mist surrounds her from behind, blade through her back. The black mist dissipates. Sophia drops to her knees, Vaden catches her. Sophia cups Viden's face and evaporates in his arms. Viden remains hunched in place, all of humanity, and the last of Viden's now gone. Demiurge manifests behind Viden. Consequences. You will persist for as long as I must. Now you'll know what suffering truly is. Demiurge disappears. Right, so the prison's dead. Sophia's dead. All of humanity is dead. Viden is all that remains of humanity. And the only reason he's still alive is because he's got Lightbringer. So as soon as he loses that, he'll just die. Like, Viden now literally... Like, he literally is just pure darkness right now. Because his soul bond is gone. His Aeon is gone. He shouldn't be alive. He's only alive by the power of Lightbringer, and it's so tragic. He literally is like... literally a divine void right now. Sophia's reality. But we're at Viden and Mara's spot. The star flutters out with a whimper. Because that's Sophia's representation, not the generator. Sophia had a generator as a second star. But that got taken. Darkness takes the realm. Viden remains in the same spot. He's gone now. Only Lightbringer and Eternal Generators fuel his life. He's just a void of pure torment. A tragedy. Pleroma. Barbello stands in neutral form. Behind the Demiurge emerges from a portal. Barbello, if I could take your pain away, would it do you any good? You can. Because the Demiurge knows now Barbello's vulnerable. Demiurge manifests a dagger behind its back as it walks. We can be whole again. That is what I long for. Don't let me help us. Barbello looks down, a dagger through the chest. Barbello slumps back, the Demiurge catches Barbello. Don't be afraid. Barbello wings a hand on the Demiurge's face. Demiurge closes its eyes, Barbello wipes the tears away. Barbello disappears. The Demiurge steps back in shock, unsure why it still lives. Barbello's off camera. So you do care. Demiurge twists its head. Barbello was behind the Demiurge, it was just an apparition. It's not long now. Barbello disappears. So it pulls the not long now sort of call back on it. Stornheim outside Demiurge's palace. Viden stands atop the staircase of the Demiurge's palace. Demiurge arrives through a portal and approaches the staircase. I feel as though I'm walking into a mirror. Viden manifests Lightbringer. It's getting tedious with the fighting. I'm going to end all of this. Please enlighten me as to how, starting with you. Please do. Viden raises his hand. Ren, Amul, Fesmov and Elohim manifest. So he's controlling these 4 Archons now. Demiurge is just like, yeah, whatever. 2 fiery whips catch the Demiurge's arms. Really? Viden walks down the steps. Demiurge yanks the 2 whips, sending the twins to the ground. It disregards the whips and manifests Hellraiser. What now? Twins right, so it's just a load of action here. Right, so a bunch of action. Viden gets the upper hand. So they manage to slash the Demiurge's arm, and Viden manages to get a hold of Hellraiser. Hellraiser syncs with Viden. He teleports at the Demiurge and dematerializes Hellraiser. He graces the Demiurge's head with a powerful hand. Know the anguish you've inflicted on us. Demiurge fights against the domination. Demiurge grabs, because Viden's holding Lightbringer but then using his other hand to dominate the Demiurge. Demiurge grabs Lightbringer. Viden blasts the Demiurge with an energetic, with an attack from it. Viden dominates the Demiurge again. Give in. There's nothing you can do. You'll always be alone. Viden increases the ferocity of the domination. Give in. Demiurge's head dips. Vidin releases. Right, so Vidin's basically got a hold of both hammers and essentially almost wields the power of both of them. And he's managed to dominate the Demiurge with it. Paroma. Non-human people wander. Barbello greets people. Barbello graces its head and stumbles to the ground, feeling the Demiurge's domination. Lyra and Player teleport to Barbello. Many tentatively observe. How can we help you? Barbello is breathless but smiles. All will be well soon. All will be well. So Vidin's returned to Sophia's reality. He stands on the cliff edge overlooking the land below. Darkness barring Vidin's fiery eyes. He manifests an eternal generator and releases it. It rises and becomes a star. Daylight comes. A portal opens behind Vidin. Barbello emerges. This realm was once so beautiful. It can be again. Sophia is dead. All of humanity dead. Now I'm alone. Vidin, you are not alone. Vidin looks over the cliff. He manifests Lightbringer and Hellraiser. Barbello tentatively creeps closer. May I have the hammers? Silence. I have been a pawn for all throughout this war. Some little plaything for gods. The only people who ever truly cared for me without obligation are dead because of you. You and the Demiurge. You're right, and I'm so sorry for this. Please return the hammers. Vidin looks at the hammers, his eyes burn. My mind has never been clearer. I know now what must be done. The Demiurge is right about one thing. Existence is pain. Do not abandon your principles, Vidin. We are so close to ending this. Vidin died with Mara. Vidin died with Sophia. I don't believe that, not for a moment. Let me merge with the Demiurge. Let us end this conflict here. Vidin faces Barbello. Those soulless, fiery eyes. Barbello steps back. You can merge in death. Barbello escapes into a portal. Right, so Barbello arrives in the Paroma. A quick look around. A terrific stream of energy hits Barbello. It stems from another portal. Vidin arrives through this portal. Several Aeons teleport here. More come with every moment. And Lyra's there. Vidin, you are not yourself. Try to kill me now. Vidin raises his hand. Demiurge, Rentamol, Elohim and Fesmoth manifest. Alexandria readies herself. You needn't ask twice, Archon. Barbello locks eyes with the Demiurge. Lyra puts her hand up to Alexandria and comes forth alone, so she's really trying to help him here. Vidin, look at me. Look at these people. They're here because of you. You saved them. Billions of souls are saved because of you. Sophia would be so proud. Sophia is gone. I am all that remains of humanity. Sophia may be gone, but her values, your values, are not gone. We are all victims of our creators, slaves to an existence we did not choose. Out here or in the prison, I see it now. I can free us from this abomination. You already have. We are home. There is no suffering here. People have the choice. Vidin looks around. His eyes soften slightly. Lyra inches closer. Let us help you now. I am beyond help. Would you at least let me try? And Ren's like, Master. Vidin looks at Ren. Lyra grabs Lightbringer. Vidin ejects a stream of energy, knocking Lyra away. I don't want to hurt you, but I will to get what I want. What you want, it will end all existence. And Ren's like, Master, they are gone. Vidin looks at Ren, then where the Demiurge and Barbello should be. So Barbello and the Demiurge brawl in Sophia's reality. Barbello, join me. Never. Vidin arrives from a portal. Lyra grabs him in motion, he knocks her back. Barbello looks at Vidin. A stream of energy from Lightbringer knocks Barbello off the Demiurge and over the cliff. Barbello lands hard and presses up. Vidin appears. Barbello continually evades his attacks. Demiurge watches from the cliff edge, and Barbello's pleading for help. Several portals open. Lyra, Alexandria, Player, Drakina, and a few immortals come through. A terrific battle between Vidin and the group. Vidin creates a massive frequency wave, sending the group flying. Barbello looks at the Demiurge on the cliff edge. Vidin combines a stream of energy from Lightbringer and Hellraiser onto Barbello. Barbello manifests a frequency shield, but it doesn't stop the attack. Barbello's metaphysical form sears at the arms. Demiurge looks at his arms, seeing the same impact, and Barbello is just pleading for help. The Demiurge teleports, slashing Vidin's arm. Lightbringer drops and flies to the Demiurge. Demiurge clubs Vidin. Vidin becomes a black cloud and rematerializes nearby. So it's almost like it's become the Demiurge in a sense. Lyra pounces on Vidin. Vidin blasts Lyra away with Hellraiser. Barbello offers a hand to the Demiurge. So they're all just hamming Vidin now. Join me. Demiurge goes to hit Barbello with Lightbringer. So Barbello closes its eyes. The others hold Vidin off. The Demiurge stops. Barbello opens its eyes. Vidin looks. A blinding light surrounds the Demiurge and Barbello. No! Vidin teleport charges. A terrific blast of energy emits from the Demiurge and Barbello. Vidin takes the brunt of it. He lands hard and drops Hellraiser in motion. Hellraiser rises and flies, stopping midair. Vidin wages a war of wills with the Monad, which is the Demiurge and Barbello unified as one being. Alexandria teleports at Vidin and slashes his arm. Black smoke seeps from the wound. Alexandria slashes Vidin's front, he teleports back. Hellraiser flies to the Monad, both hammers in hand. The Aeons and Immortals look to the Monad. Vidin clutches his abdomen. Enjoy your enslavement, he teleports away. Right, so Vidin arrives at his and Mara's spot. He holds his abdomen, he stumbles to the ground breathless. He radiates with energy, but feels like the eternal generators consume him from within. The eternal generators consume him from within. Vidin looks at the gorgeous flower beside him. A moment of peace. The Monad appears behind Vidin and tentatively approaches. I'm sorry it had to be this way. Vidin picks the flower and looks at it. I think we both know that's not true. The flower withers away. The Monad walks around Vidin. Never again will another soul suffer as you have. Why do we exist? The Monad leans down to Vidin. The reason is your own. And this is something that resonates with me as well. I want to not exist. I want to have never existed. The Monad manifests Lightbringer. May death bring you the peace you long for. Vidin's face turns sour. I am bonded with death. The Monad unleashes a gentle stream of energy from Lightbringer. Vidin's form withers away. And then to sort of close out, we get like a memory flash sequence. So Vidin's with Ariel. They may have taken our innocence, but they cannot take our soul. Vidin's with Sophia. Trust your intuition. Vidin is with the Lord Archon. Do you want to know a secret? No one's coming to save you. Vidin is with Lyra. Never give your power away. Lord Archon arches his head. Don't go to the light no matter what. My own solo persona. If God created the universe, then God is evil. What is going on? Mara dies in Viden's arms both times. Sophia dies in Viden's arms. Viden is with the Demiurge. To exist is to be in pain. Viden is with Barbello. I believed that living was winning. Viden is with Mara in the birthing grounds. Be with me. Viden takes Mara's hand, blinding light. And then back to the monad. Be in peace. The monad looks to the sky and raises a hand toward the star. We're in the observatory. Sophia's reality pops and vanishes. So this is very much my message with the trilogy. So normally I don't write stuff with like deep messages, but I think it's nice to get a memory flash sequence, but this is essentially almost what I'm trying to tell the viewers. So it's like they may have taken our innocence but can't take our soul. Trust your intuition, vital. Do you want to know a secret? No one's come to save you. I did a video about that. And that one, never give your power away. That was important. And very important, don't go to the light no matter what. And then if God created the universe, then God is evil. I might do a video specifically about that, you know. And then we get stuff that's more personal to Viden, like Mara's death, Sophia's death. To exist is to be in pain. Very true. Oh, my fucking sat here now, my knees are aching like fuck. I've had bad knees for over 10 years now. And my elbows as well, I've got real bad elbow pain. Violence with Barbello, I believed that living was winning. I feel like a lot of people kind of think that in a way. Like to exist in this universe, it's almost like people try and say that that's a blessing, as in to exist is a blessing. So in a way, it's like living is winning. And Mara be with me, and he takes his hand. She takes her hand. Oh man, I hope it's decent. I know that this one definitely needs the most work out of the trilogy. It's going to be the hardest to write because it's just mad shit going on. If it's done right, I think the battles will be amazing with the right budget. In my head, like, all the mad shit that's going on is really good. And I hope the story's there as well. I mean, the good thing is, all of them are like 110 pages, which for something like this is actually quite light. I could easily get an extra 10 to 20 pages of extra content in without it being, you know, like with it being within reason. So right now they're very lean, whereas in the past, that one was 140, that one was like 140, and that one was 160. How long? 3.5 hours, it's not too bad. Right, I might probably just pretty much just call it there then. But if one person manages to watch it, then I hope it's an entertaining story. I hope my monotone voice isn't too bad. I'll tell you what, it's tiring all this speaking. I do so much speaking. I don't speak anywhere near this much in real life. I'll call it there then. Hopefully it's alright. I'm awaiting feedback. Hopefully the feedback... I don't have to make too many changes, hopefully. But I'll see in a bit.